I'm a little high. I was like, oh, why am I so low? Oof, Lord. Let me bring it in. Hey guys, how are we doing? How are we doing? How are we do? When you voting, fem, just to get your tens. How are you guys? I need you to show am. Thank you all who voted on my post here on Instagram. I'm doing a lot, y'all. My post here on YouTube. I'm active on YouTube, y'all. I'm active. I'm doing some shorts now. I'm writing posts. Like you gotta get acclimated into the NikkiStar TV family, the NikkiStar family. Anyway, I made a post and I asked for those who are participating in the Star Family Book Club, the first Star Family Book Club ever. For those of you who are participating in the Star Family Book Club, I made a post saying what day is good for you to start to read the book. And you all, the majority of you said who voted, suggested May 20th. So our first Star Family Book Club meeting will be Wednesday, May 20th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be reading Brandy Norwood's book, Phases, a Memoir. Please read up to, oh my God, I can't wait till we get to Broken Hearted. I know that's about Wanye. Life's not over. I can start again while I'm only. Life's not over. Whoa. We are going to read all the way up to Drop Dead Gorgeous. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Do not go any farther. For the discussion, you can read as much as you want to read. But for the discussion, that's all we are going to go over. We are going to stop at page 74. The reason why I made the first 74 page, I made the book reading to be the first 74 pages is because, like I said in my earlier live, when I read. Okay? I'm a Scholastic Book Fair kid. When I read. So I am just trying to gauge what everybody can do because I know everybody has a lot of responsibilities. I know we're like entrepreneurs here. We're working several jobs. We're moms. We're bosses. We got a lot going on. We run the world. We got a lot going on. So I just am trying to gauge what everybody can do within a week's time. Now, we have more than a week for this, but moving forward, I'm going to see, what everybody can do because this book club for this book is probably going to be about 8 weeks. We're going to read a couple chapters a week. The first week, we're going to figure it out. This is our first book club. So you guys are the test geniuses that we are trying this out with. So that first book club, we're going to talk about it and we are going to assess what is feasible for all of us to do for the coming months, for the coming weeks of this book club. I'm really excited, guys. I'm really excited. I really hope that this works and is successful because I also I got like so many other books I want to read with you guys. And I'm just looking forward to discussing it and reading together. Why not? We're back in the Scholastic Book Fair. We're back, millennials. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. I just wanted to make that announcement because I know some people didn't see the post. So if you're not looking at the post, make sure you sign up for the email list because I'll be sending out a weekly newsletter starting next week so you guys can know. I might do bi-weekly just in case. You never know. We got a lot going on. So I might do bi-weekly, split stuff up so you guys can catch up on everything that we're doing here. But we just want to keep everybody caught up. I know not everybody is on YouTube like that. I know everybody's not on Instagram. I know everybody's not on Facebook. Not even me, child. So I'm trying to just have a way where I can communicate with everybody so that nobody's missing anything. So if you're not on here all the time, sign up for the email list. If you're not going to be checking your email like that, follow me on Instagram. I post everything there first. Keep up. We're moving. We're growing up. We're maturing. We're taking it to the next level. Get in line. Get on board. That's what I meant. Get on board. Anyway, let's get into this episode. I will say, although this will never be Atlanta how it was before, I still am enjoying the ladies. I felt like this episode wasn't their best. There were some moments, but I think this cast is finally finding their footing. It's still too early to call it. I'm still unsure about Pinky. It's something, I don't know how to explain it, but it's something about her that I just can't quite put my finger on. And I feel like what I can't put my finger on is Pinky. Like, I feel like I still don't know who she is. It makes me feel like Pinky came on this show to either prove something or repair something. And I don't think that's doing her any favors. I think if she showed up as her authentic self, I think that would go over better for her than this representative. However, when it's your first season, you create a lot of characters to figure out what fits, right? So, if she gets another season, maybe we'll see another side, but I don't know. It's like I don't know, y'all. I can't quite call it. Let's get into it. Life's not over. I can start again. Why do we get this dressed down confessional of Portia? Does anybody know that? Does anybody know? Like, normally, we have the dressed up confessionals that are out of scene. We got an in-scene confessional with Portia. Why? And she wasn't glammed up or anything. She was in the scene with her fake boyfriend, and she's talking about their relationship. And I'm just like, what? And she's talking to production while in scene. Why? Does anybody know why? That was so weird. We've never seen it before. It was just so odd. And I'm like, did something happen? It made the scene seem more serious than it was. Because I thought we were about to get some tea, he got locked up. So I was waiting for something like that because I feel like we had that before with Kenya when she was dating that weirdo that was busting out her windows. I felt like we were getting something like that, but then it wasn't like a serious conversation. And so I'm just like, oh, what happened here? It was really, really weird. I am waiting for the love of her life, that stud. No, not the love of her life, because I don't think she gives me lipstick, lesbian. I could be wrong, it's not my community, but I'm just like, I feel like you're the stud in a relationship, Portia. Anyway, the stem. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the part of the season where we get rid of this guy. No shade to that guy in his Beijing, but I don't believe them. I don't believe that that they're actually in a relationship. I'm just not buying it. I'm not Portia. I'm not buying it. So I'm ready for him to go, and I'm ready for her to finally live in her truth. Finally live in her truth. Can I just say something? Portia represents church lesbians. I'm telling you, there are so many Portias in the church. The praise and worship girls are gay. The praise and worship girls are gay. There are so many Portias in church. So many. So I think I'm just looking forward to that because I feel like we'll finally meet Portia. All of Portia. I think we've met Portia. All of Portia. So really, really looking forward to that. And because I just don't believe this guy. I don't believe that she's in a relationship with this guy. This guy's clearly an actor, a boyfriend for pay. Their scenes are not believable. And I'm just ready for it to be over. I did like the conversation where they had, and she was just like, oh, you haven't had any children. I'm 44. I have a child. I think I'm pretty much done. And she was just like, I want to know where you're at because that's where I'm at. And he was just like, oh, that would probably be a deal breaker for me. And then she was like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, that's a real conversation. Neither one of you had a real reaction. So for me, I felt like that was the ending of that relationship, and we won't be seeing him anymore. We'll see her branch into other things, and she can give the excuse, he wants kids, I don't. So we're at a crossroads in our relationship, and we just decided to end it. That's where I feel like that scene was necessary, because it's a part of her story, and then we get into gay Portia. I also think that maybe the reason why we got Portia dressed down in her confessional is because maybe this was like a reshoot, or maybe this was something that a scene that was added because we're about to be introduced to gay Portia. So I maybe that scene was added because they had been watching through her storyline. It was just like, oh, we probably need this scene to make sense of what's coming next. So let's film that. Maybe that's why we got a dress down confessional, because that does happen. So maybe that's what that is. But that was really weird to have an in scene dress down confessional. Now it does make sense if it's a pickup shop to make the rest of her storyline make sense. And I think that's what it is. If you guys know something else, please let me know in the comment section. The Maury Povich segue was so weird. It was so weird. The Real Housewives of Atlanta doesn't need any help with comedy. The ladies are naturally funny. They can figure it out on their own. This Maury Povich, misdirect was just weird. I was like, oh, huh? I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it also reminded me of a couple of seasons ago where they were adding like these weird sound bites and all the scenes. It was a little too clownish for me, and I'm just like, what is happening here? Andy, you need to let the black shows be ran by all black people. I really just feel like you just need, when it's a full black cast, give it over to a full black production company. Because although the crew of the show is black, it's the overall, decision makers are not. And you can tell at times. I think sometimes we get gems because the ladies are just that good. But I am looking forward to the day where we get Potomac in Atlanta without white overseers. I cannot wait to see what that will be like. I don't know if we'll ever see it. But my God, today, get them out of there. Here's the thing with Pinky. Like I said before, the reason why I feel like she came on the show, and I don't have a problem with that, but she came on the show to probably repair her image or to get ahead of this bankruptcy. I don't have a problem with that. I just think because of that, we're getting this very refined character, and it's like I can't connect with her because I still don't. I'm trying to find her. I really, really am. I don't believe the conversations that she's having. Like, there's no way your husband doesn't know that you are filing for bankruptcy, right? And even if he didn't know, I still don't believe it, because when you told him, he was like, oh, damn, really? Man, what? How much is it? $5 million. Oh, I could have gave you that. Why ain't you ask me? I'm sorry, as a black person, as a black American woman from Philly, that is not the reaction of a black American man from Philly after you tell him that you filed for bankruptcy. It just seems like everything is so calculated and weird. I can't get into it. I really, really can't. Oh, what you mean? He said, that's the thing. And it's just like, even if he had $5 million, I understand her saying no, because the bankruptcy will take care of it, right? This is the thing. Them rich people file for bankruptcy all the time. They file for it so they just don't have to pay the stuff. Not because they don't have the money to pay it. They move the money in places, but they are doing it so they don't have to pay it. Hello, look at our president. He's done that. And he's doing it now to America. Thank you to the white American community. Thanks a lot. Latinos, you're not far behind. Anyway, It just, none of it makes sense to me. It feels scripted. Here's the thing. I always say, I don't mind if you come over here lying or scripting everything. Just make it interesting. Just make me believe it at least a little bit. Give me some kind of effort. It doesn't make any sense. And maybe we probably need to move on to maybe something else. Not just the bankruptcy. I know you got to talk about that, but let's work on you repairing relationships, or repairing your finances in a different way. Something else. I don't know what it is, but I'm not connecting, Pinky. I'm not connecting. This conversation didn't make any sense. What? Really? Man, that's crazy. Your wife. Hello. Your wife, who you as her husband, is going to be on the hook for all of her financial follies. She tells you that she filed for bankruptcy. That affects you financially as well. You are like, what? The correct reaction would have been, what? Nah, cut them cameras.
Right.
That, like, what do you mean? He already knew, Pinky. He already knew. Was this a pickup shot? Because it just, I couldn't, that didn't work for me. That did not work for me. I also feel like Pinky is talking entirely too much about her bankruptcy. Because when she was having that conversation and saying that technically I don't have any money, girl, what?
Yeah, she needs to get off the.
You wrote down that you don't have no money. So what is it technically and all that? Girl, I feel like you're going to get yourself in more legal trouble.
With that talk.
Yes, with the talking. So I feel like you can talk about it, but you were saying some stuff that I was just like, I don't know if that's smart. I ain't never filed for bankruptcy, but I'm just like, if you said that you don't have any money, and that's why you can't pay for these things, that's why you need bankruptcy.
Yeah.
The whole technically and letting us know that you actually do have money, but it's not in your name. Girl.
Right. And then she's saying, yeah, I have money, but I have to say I don't have money.
Yes. I thought that was so crazy. Again, I've never filed for bankruptcy, so maybe they may be okay with that, but I thought that was so weird because it was like you were letting us know that you were lying about not having money.
And the feds watch these Housewives.
Oh my gosh, girl, you got to stop. Find something else. I will fake a pregnancy storyline. Find something else, girl, because this is not it.
Yeah, that's she's gonna get herself in prison.
And this is, if you want to get locked up, this is the show to do it on. This is the network to do it on.
But she's saying that she don't want to join the money, and I see that she don't want him to give her any money,
which is smart,
very smart, because then he is an interest, and they could go after his money.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can already do that because they're married.
Well, not technically, and I'm gonna tell you why.
How you know you filed for bankruptcy?
No,
because I was about to be like, cut the cameras, cut the cameras.
I need to file bankruptcy, but what I'm saying,
child, me too.
She had her business before she got married,
and
he had his business before he got married, and I'm sure.
Did he? I thought he got it after her.
No,
she was the restaurateur.
No, and he had they met because he had a little shop.
And
this and that and that. But what I'm saying is, I'm sure they took care of the paperwork before they came on that show about his money and her money. So I don't think the feds, because the way she's talking about it, I don't think that they could come after his money. And he better stop talking to her on that camera.
They both need to stop talking about this situation.
He better stop talking.
Technically, I don't have any money. Girl, what? Girl, y'all talking too much for me, child. Talking too much for me. K. Michelle, extremely disappointed that you do not have a prenup. Extremely. He don't want nothing. He don't want nothing for me, child. Okay. Okay. I was just like,
K. Michelle is dumb as a bag of rocks. Okay.
Wow.
She is all of that, and I love K. Michelle.
Oh my God, but that was harsh, even for you, Mama Star.
No, that wasn't. It meant to hit heavy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because she's been in this business. She's been with these men that don't want her. She said he's been her childhood or whatever. They from the same place and everything. and he is a dentist. Your teeth and tongue fall out.
Girl, what? Okay.
And you know what I mean? Like, you gotta be smart. And the people around her is dumb as a bag of rocks.
Let's rephrase that, Mama Star.
They should have told her, okay, yes, you're getting married.
She's in love.
Girl, I was too, and I still was with these daggone kids by myself. Like, you know what I mean?
Let's not say that she's dumb as a box of rocks.
Okay, well,
let's say that she's love struck. That's too soft for you. You want something harsh.
She's not using her wisdom.
Okay, much better. Much better. She's not using her wisdom. Mom, she's not using her womanly discernment. I was just, when she said that, I was really disappointed, Kay.
It's all in the sand on the beach because she said, oh, we don't need that. And let me tell you one thing. Them housewives, they ruthless. You don't need one.
I couldn't believe she said that. I was like, what do you mean you don't have a prenup?
Listen.
Every woman that makes a significant amount of money, you need a prenup. You have a son. You need a prenup.
Love, hunty. And her mother told her from the door
not to get married. Why do you need to get married? Y'all both live in America in the same city. I feel like if you and your man are from like different countries and live in like different places like that outside of each other's nation, that would be the only thing.
Candy had never been married. She had always been a girlfriend to all.
That's why she was so rich.
So she wanted, every girl from a kid wants to be married.
Every girl wants a wedding. Mostly every girl wants a wedding. Not every girl wants a marriage, Mom. Because a lot of girls don't know what that is.
Let me tell y'all one thing.
You want to get married again? Exactly. Ha! Exactly.
Well, I've been married 2 times to piss ants.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's my story, though.
So you feel like you should do it just one time. Get it out your system as a woman.
No. What kind of crap is that? No. You want to share your life with someone.
So why do you have to get into a legally binding contract with you that man in the government?
The Lord said, "Be fruitful and multiply."
You don't have to. He didn't say you have to do it through a marriage.
You
know Find the scripture.
Let me tell you one thing. You can do whatever you want, but I deserve that.
I'll give you a reception.
I deserve that.
A common law reception.
Y'all something. But
so let's say I get into this relationship with this man.
I'm making all this money.
I'm making buku money. The Star family got me to get some good coins, right? I get married with him. All of a sudden, it don't work out. He getting on my nerves. I want to be done. He take all my money. No. And the next thing you know, I gotta come to you and be like, Mom, listen, I know I had you in this mansion in Calabasas, but unfortunately, you gotta go work at Costco because I was in love and I ain't get a prenup.
No. I would never let you do that. I would never let you do that. Also, everything will be in my name, so he can't get nothing.
So we already going in with a plan. No, forget it. We already going in on 10. Forget it, girl.
He can't get nothing. If he don't have nothing, that's on him. But what I'm saying is, Candy wanted to be married. She wanted that wedding. She wanted, to be celebrated. She wanted to be a bride. And she loved Ty.
She did.
She loved Ty.
I
don't know what his intentions were coming in. I think it was more because he said that she asked to be married. She wanted to get married.
Yeah, he said that.
He said that, well, she's different. All these other girls, you know what I mean? He said that she asked.
Because she never had it before and she wanted
it. And, she wanted that. She had the money. She had the fame or whatever. She had a daughter. She wanted to have a man that was hers. But what she didn't do is listen to her mother. And another thing that she did is added people into her bedroom. You can't get mad if he's cheating. I don't agree with her with that.
So just
when
because
someone to your bedroom, you open up the door for your husband's feet to go pitter pat when you're not around.
No, you don't.
Oh, you gonna have that?
I never said that.
Darn. If I have another woman in my bedroom.
No, but you are
catching with somebody.
Okay.
I'm about him
okay.
and her. Because
you're making excuses for the man.
No, I'm not.
When you say because Candy invited another person into their bedroom.
Look at my baby.
That now. But no, just because you invited somebody else into the bedroom does not, you and that man sat down and said, this is what we're doing, right? It does not then give him permission to go outside of the agreement that you made.
No, but it opens up the door.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Hello. I told you about, I told her about the story about Little Mo. She said that she agreed to do threesomes with her husband. And then the last threesome that they have, she realized when he slipped into her coochie too easily, she realized that he had been going back there without her knowledge, and that's when she ended the relationship. So I am saying that can happen, and you absolutely open the door for that. However, I disagree with you saying, "Oh, you can't get mad when he cheats." You can absolutely get mad. Well, you can burn everything down.
She's traveling with her.
You can cut it off.
She's traveling with her piece.
And I'm done with you.
She's traveling with her piece. So anytime she want to slip into something, she slips into something. So I knew. You know, I should have known. I should have known where this conversation was going. So and we're done. Mom, we're done. Mom, we're done. We're done. No more. I'm moving on. I should have known. You set me up. I should have known. Anyway, we are done. I guess you are. We're done. Anyway, let's get into the first girls trip of the season. The ladies go to Dallas, down the street. They go to a ranch in Dallas. When they arrived, and Cynthia was just like, "This is Mom." Cynthia don't know where the heck that was. They've been driving
forever. First of all, I'm like, why did they drive them from Atlanta to Texas? What is going on with the budget? That's ridiculous.
On a plane. They got off the plane.
Oh, yeah, they did a private jet? Yes, they did. They did. You're right about that.
Cynthia never been here. Don't know the place.
But my thing is,
it was a brothel.
These wealthy ladies from Atlanta, y'all send them in the middle of nowhere to a ranch in Dallas.
Did the people go scout the place first?
They obviously didn't, because Shamia said it was dirty. Just like, this is so ghetto. I can't stand Atlanta. I hate when they do their trips. And when Cynthia walked in there and told the ladies, "Oh my God, doesn't this feel like Italy?" I said, "No, it does not. There is no part of Dallas that reminds anybody of Italy. Y'all should have been in Italy. Why are we in Dallas?"
Have she been in Italy?
Well, I feel like a lot of them have. Why are we in Dallas? Here's the thing. I'm going to let Rhode Island slide, because Rhode Island, classical. She's a friend of Mom, and she likes that. Anyway, the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, classical Rolls Royce. Please. Classical Rolls Royce for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Off to a nice little castle. They're at a ranch in Dallas. What is going on? If y'all 17 seasons in, and we're doing a ranch in Dallas, Rhode Island, I understand a local trip, because they don't have y'all budget, and they shouldn't.
Girl, if they go in there to biz and
pretty soon that cast, the Real Housewives of Rhode Island cast ain't gonna be able to leave the state. My God, today just a cast full of criminals.
And she can hit their boy up. It's some money on the boat, I'm sure.
Child, the first international trip going to be in Cuba. Liz going. She got to restock. She got to restock the cocaine.
You know what? Don't say that in Mom.
Anyway, I just was so disappointed. And when we got there, Shamia and Waffles was just like, oh, this our section is dirty. I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing.
And then K. Michelle said so far out her glam can't even find it.
Because they got them in the middle of nowhere in Dallas. Like, why?
She said, I can't come down
there are so many beautiful, you know what?
I don't have my makeup on.
Let me.
My ear and my makeup, because my people can't find this.
This is ridiculous. They get there. I don't know why the rooming situation was so weird. Pinky got a whole estate to herself. Then we got Shamia and Waffles. They're in a pool house. I will say this.
Waffles said that. Oh, this is dirty.
No, first of all, it was dirty, and Waffles was just like, why are we here? Like, why are we in the servants' quarters? And then not only did they have to be in a pool house, that's where the staff was. That's where everybody was making the food. Waffles was so upset. She said, oh, y'all can't cook over there in the nice kitchen, but y'all got to come over here and cook in our space. So I was feeling for Shamia and Waffles because I was just like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. You are so messy today.
I'm saying, oh, no, you
Mom, he does not like being filmed. No, Mom, he does not like being. No, Shamia's husband does not like being filmed. He doesn't like the show. He participates because that's what she wants to do. Don't try to allude that he is doing something he shouldn't be doing. He doesn't want his conversations recorded. And Shamia even mentioned it. She said he doesn't like this. So we don't, I tried to get him involved in it, but he won't. You can't. Why are you so messy today? What is going on? I'm telling you, it's that Eagle shirt. Whenever you wear Eagle stuff, you be rough and tough. And I don't like that. No. I'm a find.
Let me call you back in 10 minutes. Because girl, don't call me on this.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
And the feds is looking at him too.
Let me see what I can find on my own without the help of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do they want them?
They got a lot of nice places. Them homes are fabulous. The people that's living in them, you could go to some community.
I didn't even have to. Let me show y'all, Star Family. I didn't even have to do. Child, I didn't even have to work hard.
Those houses are fabulous.
I didn't even have to work hard. Hold on. Look what I found. Rosewood Mansion on Turtle Creek. This is right in Dallas. Look at this. Hold on. They got afternoon tea, live entertainment at the Mansion Bar, the Cheris Familia Estate. Oh, did I share my screen with y'all? Are y'all seeing this? It does not matter. Look at this. Look how nice this is. Y'all couldn't have got this. Accommodations. Let's look at.
Yeah.
Look at this is cute. And I didn't even have to look too hard. Shamia.
Shalimar.
Who is Shalimar?
Off of the Breakfast Club.
Charlemagne. Charlemagne.
He said, don't the other day I said bag.
No, you're not going to say bag of rocks, Mom. This is nice. And they can all get one room. And guys, this is me looking for 2 seconds. This is me looking for 2 seconds. A Rosewood Mansion in Turtle Creek. Why do they have them at that ranch? And I didn't even do too much. This was so easy. This was so easy.
You know, Peter just got out of jail.
He did?
Yeah, he was on.
You know what? Again, stop following the Jasmine brand. Because why do you know that Peter just got out of jail?
No, he was on TikTok.
Okay.
He was on TikTok dancing and telling people he was out of jail.
Okay. Anyway.
And Stefan did.
I apologize. My co-host is really messy today. I don't know what's going on. The next time you co-host with me, you are not wearing any kind of Eagles gear. Because I don't know what's going on with you. But absolutely
found not guilty.
Anyway, like I was saying, Why were they there? There was like I could have found something better, y'all, if I had more time. But I just looked up some luxury places to stay in Dallas. They couldn't have done that. They couldn't have done that. Like, what's the budget? Who is the one scouting locations? Let's talk about that, because there's somebody that has to scout locations. Where are the story producers? Y'all are supposed to be bringing locations to set when y'all talk about these things. What is Dallas season 17? Cynthia didn't do this. She didn't even know where they were going. She knew nothing about the place, nothing about the rooms, because this wasn't her pick. They picked this for them. So she get there, and listen, I don't think the rooms were that dirty, but if these are supposed to be women of a particular coin, they probably wanted something else. They probably thought, for what we're paying, for who we are, the rooms probably should have been better. And listen, Shamia and Waffles, were they doing too much? I do think so. However, they could have done what they did. I can see why they felt that way, because they were literally in the pool house, and then Pinky gets her own estate. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Anyway, moving on from that, I know Faye is not a lot of people's cup of tea. I think she's so great for the show. She is the Southern Belle. She is the one that lets you know we're in Atlanta, honey. She is that. She is Atlanta, because when she was hanging out with Portia, and she told Portia, she said, "Come around, let me look at here." And she turned Portia around, and she was grabbing on her behind. She said, "Oh my God, look at that. That's the monster. And let me get away, child. It's about to eat me." She's just so like grandma coded. I just love listening to her and watching her, even in scenes. Like, Angela keeps on trying to get something going on with her, and Faye's just like, okay, child. She's so needed for the show. I know she's not everybody's cup of tea, but she is just, look at that. That's a monster. Let me get away, child. It's about to eat me. Just such a black grandma. I love watching her on I love watching her on the show. So anyway, everybody goes to their rooms or whatever. I know people don't like the whole room situation. I do like the room situation, how they do it, because I just feel like it's going to be messy and shady at some point. You're not going to get that from Cynthia, because she's not messy and she's not shady, but the room thing is a thing that happens on the black shows. The white shows don't really be doing that. We never have a room problem on Beverly Hills. I don't know why it's just Potomac and Atlanta, but I don't mind it. I think it's rather fun. But anyway, everybody goes to their rooms and they get ready. I will say this part in the show pretty much bothered me. Like, I saw that it bothered a lot of people, because this is your job, right? Your job is to entertain. Your job is to absolutely make sure you can show up for a full cast scene, because they are the best ones, right? So everybody's supposed to get ready and come to dinner. They get to dinner and they find out that a lot of people are not coming. Waffles and Shamia are not coming because their room wasn't cleaned. So they couldn't get changed because they didn't want to get ready and shower in the room if the room wasn't clean. I absolutely understand that. Y'all arrived in the daytime. It is now the evening. How much time has passed, and why wasn't production able to get your room cleaned? That to me didn't make any sense. So because your room wasn't clean, you decided to not film the dinner scene. That didn't make sense to me. And first of all, let me just say this. Shamia and Waffles complaining about their stay, they would have never have been able to survive an Angel Massey girls trip. My God, today, y'all would have never been able to endure what the Real Housewives of Potomac endured last season. Anyway, so those two are not coming because their room wasn't clean and they couldn't get ready. BS, in my opinion. Then we also find out that K. Michelle isn't coming. And I'm like, well, why isn't Kay coming? Kay doesn't have her glam. That's not okay. That's not okay. And the fact that production allowed that should be a problem with Bravo execs. especially the exec that is over this show, because you're saying that unless you have glam, you will not participate in the scene. Absolutely ridiculous. If we're supposed to be filming your real lives, you should be able to show up no matter what. And furthermore, you're literally having a dinner at the place that you're staying. You guys are not leaving this estate. You're going a couple of feet from your room. You're not going to some restaurant out in the elements. You're literally going a couple of feet. Y'all could have wore slippers. It was not that big of a deal. And then to be filming this scene with Shamea and K. Michelle and Waffles by the pool, and then the camera turns and they're talking about not going, and then the camera turns literally a couple of feet away are the ladies sitting down for dinner. That didn't make any sense to me. None of the excuses made sense. The way it was filmed and the layout of this estate, that to me, it didn't even make even more sense, because you're only a couple of feet away. Then they ended up going over there anyway and being filmed. So I'm confused, because we're sitting here watching Shamea and Waffles talk about, oh, it's dirty, we're not getting ready. We're not going to be able to go to dinner because it's not appropriate. Everything is not fair. But you're on camera filming. So you said you couldn't get prepared for the dinner, but you still were willing to film. So you couldn't wear what you have on to dinner. It just did not make sense to me. Unless you're so pissed off about your room, you just want to ruin the night. Say that. And then K. Michelle comes flopping over and with the ladies, and she's like, hey, how are you? And they're like, why aren't you at dinner? Oh, my glam couldn't make it. But your glam couldn't make it, but you still showed up on camera. What was good? It didn't make sense. It was so weird to me. It didn't make sense. And then to see that they were like a couple of feet away from the dinner, it was so bizarre. It was so bizarre. And then to eventually end up going over there anyway, bizarre, didn't make sense. Now, if they say that something else happened, I would be like, oh, okay. But their reasonings did not make sense. Glam not showing up does not make sense for you not to film, especially if you're still going to show up on camera. Your room not being clean does not make sense, because you were still filming a scene in the evening. You arrived in the daytime. What do you mean that room wasn't cleaned in time? Then take that up with Cynthia. But you couldn't take it up with Cynthia because everybody was protecting her. And I was with Portia. Portia was just like, okay, did y'all tell Cynthia about the room? Y'all making this whole big deal about the room not being clean. When did you let Cynthia know? Like, give her time to fix the situation instead of just complaining about everything. It doesn't make sense. So while everybody is discussing while those two are coming, Pinky decides to like change the energy. Like, the atmosphere was already a little down because it's supposed to be a group scene and almost half the group is deciding not to show up. So Portia is defending Cynthia, who is her friend, but also like, this is her scene. This is her trip. This is Cynthia's trip. Why are you trying to sabotage it when she's not problematic at all? And she's not unapproachable. So if you had an issue, you could have told her. Cynthia was really apologetic about it. It appeared, Pinky, that it wasn't enough for you because you kept on drilling home the fact that the rooms were dirty while Cynthia kept on apologizing. And Cynthia's just like, I saw the rooms. I didn't think that they were dirty, but if it wasn't up to their standards, I absolutely understand. And Portia and Shamea and Waffles, the show filmed them going over to the rooms. They didn't say anything then. So I don't know what happened, but it seems very bizarre and odd that these ladies didn't show up. So something had to happen, because the excuses that they are giving don't make sense to me. And if the excuses that they gave are the real reasons, they need to tighten up there over at Atlanta, because that does not make any sense in my opinion. But Pinky was going so hard for Shamea and Waffles even after the situation was already handled, to the point where Angela playfully pointed out that like you're kind of like pushing this issue home for like no reason. And even Portia's just like, we're not going to gang up on Cynthia. She did not do anything wrong. And Pinky's like, oh no, we're not ganging up on her. No, not at all. We would never do that. No. So what's up? Like, bring it down. What's happening? Like, nobody is understanding like where she's at, especially when you are the one who was telling everybody to calm down when they were at your event, that they were giving too much. So why are you like now real hyped and giving too much when you were missed? Not in my event. But now you're at somebody else's event. You're at Cynthia's trip and you're turning up for no reason. Oh, no, I'm okay. No, I'm fine. But the rooms are just, what's going on? Everybody is confused, like what's happening, but also the ladies are letting you know what you're not going to do is pick on an OG. Like, that's not what's happening. And whether Pinky thought that was happening or not, that's what it was, because everybody kept on trying to move on from this and just have a good time. But Pinky was not allowing that to happen. And Angela playfully said, Pinky, what's going on with you? You always coming in a little, is everything all right? Like, I don't think she was being condescending. I think that she was trying to point out an issue in a non-offensive way. That's why she kept on like laughing and joking about it, because she didn't want to come off in a way that you would feel the need to defend yourself or be defensive, because you already were there. So I felt like Angela was trying to de-escalate, but also figure out what's going on with you, because you're really, they didn't like it because the rooms are dirty. Yeah, they were. No, it's fine. I'm fine. Okay. I love the room that you gave me, but they were not happy about. Girl, what's happening? Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on with her. So Angela is trying to, ask her what's going on. Oh, no, baby, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't have to be fine with you. I will never be okay with you. What? What is wrong? Like, what is happening? And then, Pinky, you cannot get mad at Angela when you were the one who threw out that her properties were foreclosing. Here's the thing, and I can absolutely understand this. You underestimated Angela. This happens a lot with Black people from the South, well, especially Black Americans from the South. This happens a lot. Everybody underestimates them. It's just a thing. It's also people from the South as well, but more specifically the Black Americans from the South. It's because the Southern drawl, or anything that is Southern, is seen is it's looked at as less than. And the reason why it's looked at as less than is because mainly Southern culture, popular Southern culture, is just Black American culture, right? So so oftentimes it's degraded as less than, and those people who speak like that or have that Southern culture are perceived as dumb, low information, slow. Like, it's everything leads back to racism in America, right? And so because of that, Black Americans from the South are always underestimated. And I think that Pinky thought that Angela was the right target, because out of everybody, Angela's the most quiet and she's the most, I'm Southern. Girl, what you talking? You know what I mean? And you're thinking because she speaks slow, right? And because she's smiling all the time, and because she's not as quick as like a Portia, you're thinking, oh, that's somebody I could take, right? That's somebody I could really, get with. Northerners always think like that. I'm not saying that Pinky's a Northerner, but she kind of gives some Northern energy. But I think that's what she thought. And my God, today, am I so happy that she underestimated Angela, because we got a side of Angela I ain't never seen this before. I was literally watching this like, yeah, I was going up for her. Angela was so quick with it. The minute Pinky threw out that lady's foreclosures, unprovoked, mind you, unprovoked, Angela said, "Whoop me? Girl, I could throw a rock and hit 10 people you owe. Then people was like, oh, I know you're not talking about me with them big teeth. And she said, my teeth. She said, not the way your teeth commingle, them incestuous teeth you got in your mouth. It was so back and forth. But I'm sorry, Pinky, Angela cleared. And I think you tried to get her together because you underestimated that lady. And I will say this, Angela wasn't slow. Going back and forth with Pinky, she said, oh, what? Bam. Like everything was like, cut. She was ready for her. Angela didn't have to pause. Pinky had to take a pause. Pinky was breathing like, and she had to look and see what she could find. Angela had everything right here. Straight off. Wait a minute, Mr. Clean. Not the way them teeth commingling. Them incestuous teeth. Woo! I could throw a rock and hit 10 people you owe. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to study that read. And if y'all hear some things that you done heard from Angela, I'm already letting you know. I'm going to study that read. She was so quick with it. I was like, Angela? Oh my God, where have you been? And also the hard part right now for Angela is the fact that you have risen to the occasion. You can never go back. You have introduced us to a character that has to remain. You cleared that lady and she didn't know what to do. Pinky got up and said, well, kiss my behind. And Portia was just like, what behind? If you want somebody to kiss, like it just, Portia couldn't get herself together because Angela shocked everybody. Everybody was like, who is this? She got her together flawlessly. Didn't have to take a break. Didn't have to think. It was just right there.
Yeah, Angela do all of that.
Well, you know what? Maybe because her husband is like that. Maybe they do that. Maybe they practice at home. Because the way she was so quick with it with Pinky, and then Pinky gonna say, "How dare you? You couldn't wait to talk about my situation when I told you about my situation." Angela was just like, "Well, you was the one that started talking about me." It was never on that.
Oh yeah, Angela the comeback queen.
The comeback. She cleared Pinky so badly that Pinky was just like, you know what, Angela, I don't want to fight with you. Yeah, you don't. I love you, Angela. I love what Angela's just like, yeah, I love you too. So I don't understand how we got here. Angela, you played. Because the way you got Pinky together, girl, you can't go back. You have risen to the occasion. Now everybody's gonna be waiting for that now. You have showed everybody something, even Portia. Her wig was lifted. She looking like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
she did that.
I'm not last season.
She's not. But the thing is, with the hard part for her now is that she got to maintain that. Yeah, she introduced us to emotion that she has to maintain.
But I don't think that's hard for her.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's hard.
Not the way those teeth commingle or commingling in your mouth. Them incestuous teeth. That's Angela. Angela, hold on. Now, wait a minute, Mr. Clean. Now, hold on. I said, oh my God, Angela, wait. I was like,
She broke her all the way down to the lowest kind.
And Pinky said, how dare you? Because you said that because you know about my situation. No, Pinky, you can't do that. Because you came for that lady. And Angela was not coming for her. But Pinky made sure to come for her. And Angela said, oh no. No Miss Incestuous teeth. Absolutely not. Pinky should have said, they're done. They're done. But I also want to say, Pinky, with the menopause read to Angela, I think that was the one that really got her. Aren't you going through menopause? You're 38, Pinky. You're 38. Yeah, and menopause has been starting earlier and earlier for women, especially Black women, because of the stress that we have been enduring under this nation. I would not do that. And I always hate when younger women try to do that.
Let me tell you one thing. I've been going through stress since a little girl. So I've been going through menopause since a little girl.
You know what? You act like it. You act like it. My God, today. But I really don't like it when younger women do that to older women, because what is the read? The read is that they're still living. And when you as a woman do that to me, I feel like you're a male-centered woman. It makes me feel like you're a male-centered woman, because the only reason why you are trying to say that this woman is devalued because of her age is because of patriarchy. So you as a woman is pulling from an oppressive idea about all women, trying to throw that out as another woman to tear her down. So low vibrational and so male-centered. So that's how, for me, that's how Pinky lost.
Tick for tick. And
but
listen, Pinky, if you can't handle the heat, get out the daggone fire. Because Pinky thinks she missed all that. But this your first season, baby. Everybody got to come through the hazing.
But she put on her, there was no hazing. She did that to herself.
Yeah.
Everybody was looking at her like, what is going on? Like, why are you even talking and treating people like that? It was very weird. Very, very weird. She did that to herself. But that menopause line, and you're 38. TIK TOK, girl. TIK TOK. I will say Pinky set herself up for that. So I'm glad that she got out of that and made up with Angela, because if Angela was just getting started, and if you let her go any, girl, you were smart to wrap her up.
Very smart.
You were smart to wrap her up.
That had went below hell.
Well, no. What went below hell, and Pinky got her together real quick and told her, let's zip this up. Let's make up Angela. Because Angela was just like, oh, you're talking about me. Menopause. Isn't there a second wife that lives in the basement? Everybody went, what? The whole table said second wife.
You know what?
Listen, you know who was the most hilarious? Drew. Drew was like, she just couldn't keep it together. She was just taking it all on this woman. And they was like, wait a minute. So Drew got a husband in the basement and Pinky got a wife? Pinky was smart to wrap Angela up. Angela was just getting started and she was burning everything down. Angela, sweetie, you got to stay here. Don't introduce us to emotion you can't maintain.
Oh, Angela,
stay right here.
Don't do that. Angela can do it.
Angela, bravissimo. You ate that, my dear. You ate that. That's all I have to say about this show. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into the comments. Not the way your teeth are commingling. Them incestuous teeth. Listen. She did the dang thing. What are you doing? She did the dang on thing. Oh my gosh. What is it? Oh, it's May. Oh my gosh, guys. We got one more month until Summerween. I'm doing Summerween. I told my family. I said, listen, I've been going through a lot. I'm celebrating Summerween and Halloween. I know everybody in this house is saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, and fire baptized. I got Jesus on my side and I'm running for my life. We're celebrating Summerween and Halloween. I can't wait. I already have this blow up jack-o'-lantern pool. Y'all not ready. I said all that to say because I was shopping. My Summerween shopping list came up. I cannot wait. Summerween, let's go. Let me get into the comments. Y'all talking up in here, child. Very proud of Angela. Hey, Dr. Jen, thank you for returning. Spitzy, what's up? Spitzy said, hey, Nikki and Star fam. Angela had an iconic read. She cleared. Pinky saying she doesn't hang out with females is a big red. She's male-centered. That felt like old school Real Housewives of Atlanta. I agree. I need Shamia and Kelly out. They're not doing well. That was not a smart move. To not only isolate yourself, but to also remove yourself from a group scene. That's not a good look. Ephraim Police said, and also Shamia has a husband that doesn't want to film. You're not doing yourself any favors, especially when the show got K. Michelle. You become very disposable when they have a personality like that. Oh, shoot. Why is it mine? I thought I had it. Hold on. It's my Wait a minute, y'all. The way I got this whole thing set up. I don't know why my computer is acting weird. I'm trying to charge the dang thing. Hold on, y'all. Hold on now. There we go. There we go. Rumpy said, "Hey Nikki, hey Star fam, back at it again with another live." Absolutely. Hey, Tools for Life. Tools for Life said, "Hey Nikki, hey Star fam. My goodness, what an episode! They did it. They did it. Proud of them." Irene said, "Hey Nikki and Star fam. Hey Irene, this is the email list I'm telling you guys about. Toya Star said, "Hi Star fam, please join NikkiStar family reunion email list. Here's the form. Fill that out. I want you to be in the loop because the newsletters are going to start being sent out next week as early as Sunday." Irene said the interaction between Pinky and Angela was fun. It was very old school Housewives. Hey, Jasmine. Jasmine said, "Hey, Nikki and Star fam, glad you're going live so I can be entertained while on the Stairmaster." Oh, amen. Girl, I'm trying to get back into the Stairmaster. This is the thing. I know the Stairmaster isn't everything, but when I was the most snatched, it was because of that. That Stairmaster got me together quickly. I'm hoping to have the same results. Is that Kimmy? What's up? How are you? Hey, Caroline. Caroline, what's up? Hey, Coos Girly, how are you? Hey, Tia Bia, bust them up. What's up? Tia says, "Hey, Nikki and Star family, how are you?" Hey, CM said, "Hey again, y'all." Hey again. Hey, Yasmin, what's up? Kaiser Chose, what's up? Said, "OMG, Nikki, I'm catching a live." Yes, you are. Thank you for being here. Hey, Cameron, how are you? Cameron said, "I'm ordering my book now." Yes, amen. Oh, please, guys. Oh, child, I'm not going to get it. Do it all the way on my couch. But please, if you can, order from a Black woman-owned bookstore. If you can. We're trying to put money into, as a Star family, put money into Black women because, Black women are under attack from this administration, and almost 1 million of us have become unemployed because of this administration. There might be more with the shutdown of Spirit Airlines. So if you can order the book from a Black woman-owned bookstore, I encourage you to do so if you can. Hey, Manti, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hannah said, "Same. I can stay up to 6 a.m. reading once I start." Absolutely. This is going to be a challenge for me. I'm going to do my best not to go ahead because I had this book for a couple of days now, and I'm just like, I'm trying to hold off. I think I'm going to hold off until Sunday. That's as far as I can go. But what I'm telling you, I get like a kid again. I just get in the corner of my bed and I'm just reading, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm finished." So I'm going to try to do my best. Hannah said, "I love this group compared to the previous seasons." I absolutely agree. This is a good group. My only critique is Pinky because I don't know what's happening yet with her. I can't quite connect, but this is her first season, so we'll see. Hey Rachel, how are you? Thank you for being here. What's up, Miranda? Back again. Miranda said, "I've been on this island a week and already finished The Shock Doctrine. I'm halfway through phases. If I don't have something to read, I'm restless." Absolutely understand. Absolutely. I'm the same way on the airplane. Yasmin said, "I agree. I don't know about Pinky. Yeah, it's something a little off there. I don't know what it is yet." Hannah said, "Pinky has too much incel vocab." The females comment, she absolutely, Pinky is male-centered. That's why that menopause comment, we know where it came from. Kaiser Jose said, "I still cracked up when she called that lady date, but nobody got it." I'm like, "Portia, you're a millennial. Like, you should have got that." Dolce said, "It was weird, but I like it." What? Pinky's comment? Yasmin said, "I just finished my second semester of nursing school and I have the summer off." Yay! I have so many books to read this summer. Yes, pick up a book and relax. And congrats for finishing your second semester of nursing school. I have two of my friends are nurses. That is not an easy job. That is not an easy job. My God, today, the way she would be studying, the way she would be like, I can't meet up, I can't hang out, I got a test coming. Those tests were crazy. And the things that she had to know, my God, today. Shout out to all the nurses out there. Thank you all so much. Two is for Life said, I agree. Pinky needs to start talking about something else other than bankruptcy outside of your business. Who are you? Yeah, and she also needs to do it for her own safety. Because I feel like that technically I have no money line is not going to work in her favor. Two is for Life said, I like in the in-scene confessionals, but they have to do it when it makes sense. Yes. Doing it when Portia is talking to her Ritterman was so unserious. But I honestly think it was a pickup shot, y'all. I think it was a pickup shot. I think they needed that scene to make sense for what Portia is about to. We're about to get LGBTQ Portia. Hannah said, I wish the ladies would be less focused on always wearing a lot of makeup. They need to be okay being themselves and just dress down. K. Michelle looked great. What glam did you need? You look great. Miranda said, I haven't liked Pinky from the start. Your storyline can't be capitalism and a weird marriage. She's on edge in every scene. That's why she started barking at Angela. She definitely was on edge in that scene. It was very weird. Miranda said, Pinky always looks sad and it makes me sad watching her. Well, she's going through a lot. You know, she went all the way to the top and now thank God she's not at rock bottom, but you know, that has to be hard on your mental. Yasmin said, everybody making up a storyline, but it's better than last year. Oh, this is light years ahead of last year. Absolutely prefer this season over last year. Xavier said, I'm ready for her to embrace her lesbian arc because that's more real. Agreed. We're talking about Portia, not Pinky. Hannah said, Pinky is too judgy for the other ladies. I think it's the fact that she's red pill. I think that's probably why she's not clicking. She's red pill. And normally red pill people are very aggressive with women. And I hate to say that about a Black woman, but she's always on edge, which is when it comes to women. Never with a man. Alana said, hey, Alana. Yasmin said, not introduced to gay Portia. I'm ready for LGBTQ friendly Portia. I'm ready. Because my God, today, if that ain't the Black church, child, that I'm telling you, the praise team, the gayest people in the church, the praise team, the ushers, and some of the security team. Romel said, hey, Queen Nikki, back with Atlanta. Yes, a good episode it was. Xavier said, I'm happy for Portia embracing her sexuality, and I like that to begin taking more focus than this. I agree. Xavier also said it was too silly for me. The women are naturally funny. Yeah, they didn't need the Maury Povich segue. They're naturally funny. They don't need help. Two is for Life said, really, Nikki, I hollered at the Maury cameo. I think it was so unexpected it just took me out. Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it. I just felt like they didn't need the crutch. And took me out of scene. But I didn't hate it. If you guys liked it, of course, fine. Yasmin said, the women don't need help making us laugh. They are funny. Absolutely. Because the only reason why I think that bothered me is because once they start helping like that, they get too involved in the comedy. And again, because this show is owned by white people, they don't understand our comedy. They don't get it. And once they start going in after everything is filmed and going in with the edits and adding these things that they think will help get the joke out there, it won't work because they don't know our culture or our comedy. So that was my concern. It wasn't Maury. It was them interfering with the flow of the show after it's already taped and done. Hannah said, truly original are in charge of Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac, which is not good. Oh yeah, I hate them. I'm so comfortable saying it because I just don't think that they do Black casts very well, or even women-led shows really well. There are some shows that they can get, but they've been missing a mark for too long, and I cannot wait for Bravo to move on from them. Romel said, yes, I agree. The higher ups like Andy and his peers and bosses are all white, but the day-to-day on-set production is black. Yeah, but they still don't make the final say. Hey, Dr. Jen said, right, it gives ghetto, and Bravo keeps playing in the black people's faces all the time. Yasmin said, I'm still trying to understand Pinky and her husband's relationship. Same. And I think they have a good relationship. I think what they are showing us is very, I won't even say scripted, pre-planned. They can't improvise, so it never lands. It's weird. Romel said, right, Nikki, I'm not really a fan of Pinky and her storylines seem fake. How your husband doesn't know you're having a bankruptcy problem. Here's the thing. He could not know. His reaction let me know that he did know. So I'm just like, well, this was a waste. Alana said, I thought I missed something by the way he reacted when she told him. He was just like, what about it? And the reason why he threw in that, well, why didn't you just tell me? I could have gave you the money. That was my chismo. Because yes, everybody's going to be asking, you had money problems, your man couldn't give you no money. I understand why she's just like, no, I don't want you to be a part of it, because they're both protecting assets. He gets involved, it becomes his problem quicker than it can be. So I get they're being very strategic, but the thing about it is I'm seeing you be strategic. If y'all can't properly improvise, don't show us that. Y'all don't have to talk about that. You've talked about it enough, to be quite honest with you. I don't need to hear about this bankruptcy anymore. I'm over it. I'm over it. Hannah said, Pinky didn't want him to know about the bankruptcy because he will always remind her of it. She wouldn't care. She loved that man. Kathy said, I thought Pinky set up the Maury thing since she worked for... Oh, that would make sense. Okay. Oh, God. That's too... You have to know too much Pinky lore to get that. Hey, Dr. Jen said, as a Black American woman from Athens, Georgia, no ma'am. Tia Bia said, yeah, I'm over Pinky talking about this bankruptcy. Yeah, we've talked about it enough. We could move on to something else. Miss Brown Sugar said, that's weird rebranding to keep reminding everybody about it. Absolutely. Yasmin said, I agree. Pinky is talking too much. Entirely too much. Spency said, I'm sorry, I don't believe her man would help her. The way he has spoken to her is insane. Again, I think this is what they planned, and it's not landing. Because here's the thing, although all the viewers watching, a majority of them do not work in film and TV, a majority of them are not writers, a majority of them are not actors or directors, you're still human. And you understand human interaction. So because these two have already planned out each step that they were going to take, for us, they're showing up extremely odd, because although you've planned something, it does not mean that it's going to work the way you planned it, or it's going to land the way you thought that it would land. So these two seem so odd, and the relationship seems so wonky because they have planned every moment. And the one moment that Pinky didn't plan was one of her best moments, and that was with Angela. If you can plan it flawlessly, do it. Those two can't. Two is for Life said, I will say him saying, I'll give you $5 million, you're not filing for anything, was refreshing after seeing the first sentence and him humbling her and try to compete with her. Yes, because that was to make him look good, right? And that is what male-centered women do. Pinky has made her storyline about how foolish she was, and she has this bankruptcy and she's taking everything on her own, and her husband isn't really there, right? And when in the moment she tries to truthfully show up and say, well, I just felt like I've been going at this alone, and he's like, no, you're not. He's correcting her in real time. And what does she do? Oh, you're right, you have been there, I didn't mean to say it like that, right? And then we watch her literally go at it alone, only to, when we get back to a scene with him, it's her saying, oh no, I'll take this struggle on my own. I'll suffer on my own. I don't want you to be a part of it because you're such a great man. You shouldn't have to suffer. And then have him come in and be the knight in shining armor, offer her to say, no, don't help me. I did this to myself. I deserve this. You don't need to take any part of that. This should have happened to me. Male-centered woman. All they do is do all the labor for these men. Their entire existence is making the man that they are with look good, building them up, putting them on a pedestal, taking all of their resources and pouring it into them. And when it is time for the man to pour back into them, even if the man wants to, what will that male-centered woman do? No, stop. Don't help me. I deserve to suffer. You are God. That's their life. That's why we can't really get with this lady, because she's bizarre. It's very bizarre, because when she's with that man, it's master. Then she get with a woman, and the space of woman, she ready to throw some bows. Why are you hostile with me? I ain't even said I did nothing. You ready to throw hands. But when you with that man, please, sir, I want some more. Male-centered birds, keep them far away from me. Far away. I don't like them at all. I don't like them. I do not resonate. That whole why ain't you tell me? Because if you let me know, I would get you $5 million done and nothing. Script it. It's all to make him look good. All to make him look good. That's all that is. But he's so successful. He's almost a billionaire. Now, Pinky, if we check them records, what we gonna find? But that's their entire existence. It's the saddest life to live as a woman. My God, today. Miranda said, it seemed like Pinky is doing just enough on the show in ways that may help her in court. Is she? I'm technically broke. My husband is so unaware. Look, I'll still organize for charity. This is too close a look at capitalism. Yasmin said, Kate, not having a prenup is sad. I was disappointed. Not as disappointed as my mama child, but I was disappointed. I said, Kay, after everything you've been through with men, I don't care how long you've known him. I have seen people who were in love. They would drink each other's bathwater. When it got to divorce, whoo, nasty. When that relationship dissolves and money is involved, Kimberly said dentists make more money than doctors. He probably could have a lot of money as well, but she still has a son to take care of, right? She still has made a lot of money on her own without him, and what she has endured with men taking from her. Protect yourself on every side if you can. Zora said, Nikki, oh, you're so optimistic. Be optimistic. Tools for Life said, I was so disappointed in Kay. She didn't strike me as financial dummy. Kay, what are you doing? Shaking my head. Get that post-nup ASAP. Absolutely. Post-nups are a thing for a reason. Once that love wears off and reality starts to set in, Hannah said her husband seems so passive. He doesn't act like he likes her. I can say the same about Shambia's husband, right? And I don't know if he doesn't like her or if he just doesn't like filming on the show. That's the thing. If you're going to bring your man on, bring a man that wants to be on camera. Not too much, right? Don't bring a man that wants to be on camera. Bring a man that loves you so much that he will make you look like the best thing that this show that has ever happened to this show, right? And so he will show up for you in phenomenal ways. Don't get a Ralph. Ralph loved the camera too much. Too much. Don't get a Joe Gorga. Oh my God. I'm talking about the brother, not the husband. Makeup Addict said, I'm with Mama Star. K. Michelle is less than smart. Wendy voice. Spency said, when she said no prenup, I said, girl, this man is about to come up. We hope that nothing happens. We hope that this marriage, ends in old age and death do you part of old age. But you just never know. You never know. And that's the scary part. Such an unknown. And you're putting so much of your life into a stranger. Scary thought. Romel said, I agree with Mama Star as a fan of K. Michelle. She's dumb. Like, I don't care if you're famous or not. Get a prenup. Yep. Princess says, I didn't agree that Pinky came off as aggressive or even hostile like Angela and Cynthia was saying. I didn't like it. For me, I felt like she was on 10 for no reason. Everybody was like, what's up? Because they kept on resolving the matter. She didn't want it resolved. It was very weird. She kept on going back to it to the point where Portia was just like, is everything okay? Like, it was weird. And you also have to realize we're watching a snippet. So how long was she driving the nail home, the point home, that the rooms were dirty? To the point where everybody had a reaction. In my opinion, she was doing too much. I'll back off on aggressive, but she was doing too much. BY said, was the marriage rushed? She still has to get a post-nuptial agreement stat. I don't know if it was rushed, but she did say she gave him an ultimatum. But again, not my business. What do I know? I'm single. Princess said, Pinky was just addressing the situation with Shamia and Kelly. Didn't like how they characterized her demeanor or intentions. Yeah, and she spoke up for them several times after it was handled. You don't think that's weird? It was very weird to watch. Like, I was like, oh, they can't move on to anything else. What's going on? And then, Princess, you don't think that it was weird how she turned up on Angela for no reason? And Angela was just like, I felt like Angela was being kind. I didn't think that it was coming from anywhere. I think that she could sense that Pinky was in a very tense demeanor and was trying to come in to be like, girl, it's okay. But Pinky was on something. Yasmin said, exactly. Women need to start putting an infidelity clause in a prenup as well. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, for me, I'm only in the lover boys, right? So whatever man I end up with is going to love everything about me. I love a lover boy and I love a worshiper. Catch, right? If I ever do that, that's absolutely in there. Absolutely in there. Absolutely in there. Because one thing about me, I don't play with marriage. I don't play with that contract, and I don't play with me and you going before my family and the Lord. And when we bring God into something, I don't play with that. I don't play with that. So you ain't never going to catch me hopping up and down on a horse that ain't mine. Especially when I'm dedicating my life to another man. I don't play that, right? And it's not all the religious and spooky stuff. It's just, I have never seen an adulterous situation. I've never seen anything good come from that. I have seen families crumble. There's never any good results. There's always some pain. And there's always a child that grows up in that betrayal. And that child could go a myriad of ways. But a lot of them go down that anger road. And it could get real dangerous, real scary. So I just don't play with that. But if he ever tried to play with me, just know I'm leaving and I'm taking everything and you're going to pay me extra. Play with your ding-a-ling, not me. Play with your ding-a-ling, not me. And it ain't a man. There ain't a man out there that can keep me in a situation like that. Absolutely. Especially when I know that there's better, when I know that there's somebody looking. Every woman know. We play dumb. But every woman know who still want it. We might not speak about the roster when we're in a relationship, but there's still a roster. We know. We know when you act up. We know who going. We know who looking for the opportunity, who waiting for you to mess up. We don't say anything because we're good girls, but we always know. It's usually your best friend. WNC said, Mama started talking about something else. Sure is. Always go off on a tangent. Rebel said, my great-grandmother got married 2 times, and my grandmother was married 3 times, but she had all 5 kids total with my grandfather, her first marriage. Back in the day, my God, today, they were having them kids. I told you, I'm a product of my great-grandmother, 22 children. And her excuse, she was like, there was no birth control back in the day, and I was married twice. I was like, oh my God. Girl, you was in love. But back in the day, they was having them kids. Zora said, I took a matrimony law class. There were so many cases of women paying child support to the See what I'm saying? I can't, y'all. I can't. WNC said, Mama Joyce told us what Todd's intentions were. LOL. Listen to Mama Joyce. BY said, all women should get a prenup or a post-nuptial agreement that protects both the husband and the wife. Divorce can be a toxic process. It's safer for all parties to have a marital agreement. I know somebody who had all that set up. Their divorce was so freaking quick. She was like, I'm single. I said, how? Y'all just filed. But they had everything set up. Everything set up from everything that they signed. Everything was set up. So when it was over in like a weekend. I didn't know it could happen that quick. But when everything is set up and you can't really, to the point where there was nothing that they could fight. And they didn't want to. I think they want to maybe. But I didn't know the divorce could be quick. I had no idea. She was like, oh, I'm free. And I was like, oh, just announced. What the hell? WNC said, oh my goodness, I see things are real strict under Mama Star's roof. We can't even entertain different logical patterns over there. She wants this for some reason. She wants these big weddings for her daughters. And I'm like, you raised us to be like, these independent moguls. Marriage is the last thing on our mind. Now, all of a sudden, you decide you want this big wedding? Girl, what? I will give her a reception at the Ritz-Carlton in Center City. Me and that man will be common law. Common law. And guys, my mom be tripping. We don't come from a family that does that. Our family does not play with marriage, right? And if it ain't right, we don't do it. Now we'll date for decades, but if we know that we're very big on, I'm not inviting God into this because I don't even know if I'm supposed to be with this man. You know what I mean? So for her to want this big wedding, what's that for me? Have you met me? You raised me. What are we talking about? Boomers. They get to a certain age and all of a sudden they start rewriting history. And now she's shocked. Girl, bye. To us for lifestyle. I don't think having threesomes excuses cheating, but I believe couples, what time is it, child? I got to get out of here. Somewhere else. But I believe couples better think long and hard before opening that door because somebody is bound to get carried away. Listen, that's not, sharing a partner is not for me. I don't do thruples. That's not for me. And if you ever want to bring that up, okay, well, who's the other guy? Because if you think another clam is coming into my bedroom, boy, bye. I will be the only clam snapping in that bedroom. You out of your mind. You out of your mind. And why would you need something else when you got all of me? Boy, go ahead on. Zora said that show, The Couple Next Door, is a cautionary tale for those opening up their marriage. The show is ridiculous. Absolutely. I'm not doing that. Couple Next Door. Where's that on? Netflix? Child, let me know, because Netflix sent me that letter that they're raising the price. And you know, until I get back on their roster, I'm not paying for that Netflix. If you want me to pay for that, hire me on another show. Other than that, NC said Teresa also didn't get a prenup when she. I will never forget when she said that on Watch What Happens Live. Every woman in the Housewives hemisphere was writing her in public, like, Teresa, you better get a prenup. But even her daughters were like, my mom loves him. Like, you don't need to get a prenup if you're in love. I'm like, ugh, birds raising birds. BY said, I couldn't tell that Cynthia was shocked at the accommodations. She thought it was fabulous. I was disappointed. Embarrassing. Cynthia was shocked, and she rectified it. So I'm with Portia. Why do we keep on talking about it? WNC, Cynthia, does this house make you feel like you're in Italy? Me, no, Cynthia. Being in Italy would make me feel like it was in Italy. What are we doing here for tequila? Why are they all getting a drink? Like, enough. BY said the pool house needed housekeeping. It was dirty because that's where they keep the staff. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I could understand Shamia and Waffles feeling some sort of way because this is supposed to be like a luxury girls trip. Why am I in the pool house? But see, again, I would never be on a housewife show, but if I ever were, I would be the one who would research the hotels that are nearby, the five-star hotels that are nearby. Because if anybody want to play in my face on a trip, I'm staying at that hotel. Like, you're not going to put me in the servants' quarters. It's not happening. It's not happening. Zora said, Mama Star is eating. Let her cook. I love mess. No. WNC said, I know Adrienne Maloof has got the money to send the entire class around the world 10 times. Adrienne Maloof wouldn't even notice. Adrienne, not going to lie, Beverly Hills needs her money. When Beverly Hills had Adrienne Maloof and Lisa Vanderpump in the cast, woo! Those trips, glorious. Hey, Shanty. Shanty said, hey, Nikki, Chat, and Mama Star, love your earrings. Thank you so much. Large Skies and Cactus said, I think they went to Dallas because the Cowboy Carter tour was still in a covering presence at the time of filming. However, why couldn't they go to New York City or LA for their domestic trip? Oh, I never even thought about Cowboy Carter. Oh, interesting. Thank you for that. BY said, Waffles and Shamia were angry that Portia and Phaedra were not in the pool house. Waffles was pissed off. Thank you for bringing that up. Waffles still trying to beef with Portia is just weird because Portia doesn't want to beef. It's like, you're holding on to something that don't make sense. Y'all, Shamia and Waffles, y'all better watch out. Y'all could go the way of Angel and Kiana. They got K. Michelle. She was not cheap, and she's showing up. Earn your spot. But Randy says Shamia's husband is always thinking of legalities. He keeps his words minimal, so there's no record of anything he said on TV. Yeah, smart. Eva Ripley said, let's go to Rosewood, Star Fam. That place looks cute. I found that in a couple seconds. Who was the intern scouting locations? They didn't do much. They didn't do much. Yasmin said ATL has been on too long to not have some great group trips. I agree. 17 seasons. Why don't they go back to Africa? That Africa trip was their best one. Were they in Ghana? That was their best trip. Tours for Life said, I have no clue what ATL and Potomac obsession is with Airbnbs. Whatever happened to hotels? Everyone gets the same room and the host gets a suite, and that's where they can convene for group scenes and mess. I think they don't like doing hotels because they can set up cameras in an Airbnb and keep their eye on the entire cast. In a hotel room, you cannot put up cameras in a hotel room. You cannot put up them like hidden cameras. You can't do that. So I think that's why there's less restrictions in an Airbnb. Hey, Dr. Amani. Dr. Amani said, hey, Star fam. Miss y'all. I haven't been on a live in a while. Thank you for being here. Miss Gigi said, if they all got a room, there would be no drama. Production knows what they're doing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Chantel said, although the ranch was nice, better than some. Oh, absolutely. You know, like, first of all, I would not turn down any of these trips. Hello, I'm working class, though. These are supposed to be women of a particular coin and tax bracket, right? And I just feel like, especially for the Black shows, Bravo plays in their faces for these trips. 17 seasons, we should not be at a ranch in Dallas. 17 seasons? Come on. We gotta do better. Romel said, in my opinion, it's concerning how a friend of the damn show is hosting a trip. What the F? I don't care if it's Cynthia and the house was nice, but not all Cynthia, not all that. Cynthia was being extra touring the house. Now that you bring that up, I did think it was odd that the first girls' trip is with the friend of the show. Ooh, yeah, I do. You know what? Waffles and Shamia, why don't you host the next trip? Let's see what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like. Romel said, I agree with Shamia and Kelly, but they were forcing it too. Yeah, same. You know, I don't think that the pool house was that bad, but considering that Pinky got her own home, she got her own estate, and they're in the pool house with the staff. I felt Kelly on that one. Kelly was just like, oh, y'all cooking over here because y'all can't cook in the main house. Yeah, I would feel some way about that. But I wouldn't ruin the trip and not come to dinner. Get out of here. Tours for Life said, I thought the ranch was nice. I would have begged for Pinky's tiny house. Same. The only ones that got the short end of the stick is Shamia and Kelly, and no shade they deserve. Pity said that place was nice. Was the pool house dirty? Yes, but that place was nice in my opinion. BY said, Mama Star is correct. Peter is free. He has to pay his restitution. Y'all are so messy. Why do y'all know this? OMG. Princess said the sheets definitely shouldn't have stains. All the other stuff, though, they were putting 20 on 10. I agree. Me too. I'm that person. I like my own space. So for me to have my own home, you're not treating me any kind of way. Thank you. Miss GG88 said, I would have loved the one bedroom house Pinky got. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I would probably sneak my man to the girls' trip. Like, you gotta go. You gotta go because we start filming at 7 a.m. You gotta be out of here by 5. Ciao. Miranda said, if there is no prep kitchen, then the guest house is not available. I'm not taking a shower while strangers are preparing everyone's meals in my kitchen. Yeah, now for that, I would have said something. Because I was just like, I can understand where Waffles is coming from with that one. Tours for Life said, I think Phaedra is great for the show too, as a friend of. Come in, give us laughs, and go home like Marlo. I do agree with that. Yeah, Princess said, I agree. Faye should be your friend. I agree with that. Miss GG80, because I don't know what Phaedra has. You know, we get a shot of the sun sometimes, but Phaedra hasn't been carrying a storyline. Miss GG88 said Housewives of Miami had a room issue when they went to New York. Remember, Adriana took her clothes off and got in the tub so no one would come to that room. Those women should not be on pause. I agree. Princess said they could have been said something, child. They should have. Like, y'all got there in the afternoon. Dinner was in the evening. And how long those scenes filmed? They were filming for a long time because we had an argument to get through several scenes of that, several different shots. Y'all could have got dressed in somebody else's room. Even Pinky said that she was giving them her room. So if Pinky said she gave them, she let y'all stay with her in her place, why couldn't y'all get ready there? It was weird to me. It was weird. Hannah said they look good. They didn't need to change their clothes, makeup for dinner. I agree. NC says, Shamia and Waffles were never going to dinner. That's what it felt like, NC. The room situation was an excuse. I agree. I get it. I need my accommodations a certain way too, but why not call Cynthia early and give her a chance to rectify it? Yeah. I felt like the room being dirty was an easy excuse for you guys to shut off alone to yourselves and be like, we're not going to go over there and engage. I don't think that's a smart move, especially when you have a big hitter like K. Michelle on your show. I think Kiana thought that she was coming back to Potomac. When they bring a heavy hitter to the show, you got to step up. I would never isolate myself. Same. Tools for Life said, I have no clue how production allowed 3 cast members to skip dinner. That blew my mind. Same. I hated it. Then they're going to have the nerve to come at the end when they heard drama. No, take y'all behinds home. It's Cinnamon said, yeah, that's not okay. Agreed. Yasmin said it's a bad look for the ranch to not have the rooms clean. I didn't miss them at the dinner though. Yeah, it is. Like, that's not good for business. BY said, why do Waffles and Shamia not go to dinner? They missed the cast scene. That's not good at all. At all. I love like yours said, I think this is Waffles' last season. I mean, she acting like it. I would never miss. You missing a dinner scene? Those should be mandatory at this point. Hannah said, I hate that the show became too focused on glam. They need to let their hair down. I absolutely agree. K. Michelle missing an entire scene because she didn't have glam, but still showing up to the scene anyway. Weird. Miss GG88 said, I'm guessing that's why Kay ended up coming on camera. Probably production threatened her. Something had to happen because I'm just like, you're not coming to film the scene because you have glam, but you ended up in the scene anyway. Oh, maybe that's why she was standoffish. She didn't want to sit down. Maybe she was forced to go to that dinner to film, or forced to film, period. Yasmin said, Kay did the pool scene, so I wasn't sure why she couldn't do the dinner. I think it was Portia. Somebody said that Kay was standoffish. So I think that Kay was forced. I don't think that Kay wanted to. I think she was forced. Princess said they definitely showed that they weren't needed. I know I didn't miss them. Love Like You Are said, Kay Michelle looks gorgeous without makeup. She could have went. I think she wanted to look a certain way, and because she couldn't look a certain way, she didn't want to do it, but I think she was made to do it. Spency said, and she still filmed with Shamia and Waffles. Loser behavior. Hannah said the way they quickly ran over to dinner once they heard the noise, because they're thinking, oh, this is something's about to pop off. This is probably going to be something that's going to be in the show. Let me go over there. Well, no, you didn't want to film the dinner scene. What is going on over there in production? I've always hated Atlanta's production out of every other, well, Salt Lake too, but for personal reasons. But Atlanta, I just always felt like I could do it better with my eyes closed. NC said, K. Michelle saying she can't go film dinner because her glam wasn't there, but then going to film a scene with Shamia and Waffles. Oh, come on, girl. I see right through you. Miss Brown Sugar said the crew wanted us all to know they were being silly. Yeah. They wanted to be like, this was not on us, guys. This was on them. BY said K. Michelle should have been at the cast dinner scene, but she ended up walking over anyway. What is this about? Weird. Two Us for Life said, if I was a head producer, I would have said, these are valid excuses. I need these. I would have said, these are valid excuses. I need all 3 of y'all at this all cast dinner if you want your full check. And that's on that. Per. BY said K. Michelle looked good anyway. Did her glam show up later? I don't know. I don't know if she did it. I don't know if they got somebody to come in at the last minute. Whatever it was, it seemed like it was an issue. The whole time, the whole dinner, she was weird. WNC said, in K. Michelle's defense, I grew up with a grandmother not starting the day without a full face of makeup. Same. The kids would prep the kitchen while they would find their Saturday wig and put on their face. Listen, and I get that. You're on TV. I would have glam too. If I could afford Painted by Esther, I would have her traveling with me on this show. So I get it, but to just not go to work because you don't have glam, mama, you got to figure something out. Put on some eyeliner and some foundation. Two Us for Life said Pinky was a dog with the bone. I have no issue with her bone carrying, but deliver the bone and drop it. They don't need you to fighting for them. Well, I also think that she kind of made it worse for them because all it was everybody knew that they weren't showing up because of the bathrooms. The room wasn't cleaned or whatever. Pinky kept on driving it home. So now everybody has an issue with them because they think that they have an issue with Cynthia, who everybody rides for. So I think not only did Pinky make it bad for herself, she made it bad for Shamia and Waffles. Love Like Yours said, the newbies always get the wackest rooms. Like, Pinky, tighten up. First of all, Pinky got the best room. What is she talking about? She got the best freaking room. She had a whole estate. Girl. BY said something else is going on that the audience did not see. That would make sense. It did seem disjointed. Like, none of it made sense. So if something happened that we weren't privy to, that would make more sense. Manti said, also, why couldn't they shower and get ready in someone else's room, especially since dinner was at the house, especially since Pinky often offered up her estate for them to use? There was a solution. So something happened, because even with solutions, you all said no. So what's the truth? BY said Angela is the bone carrier. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But Rosie, take notes. She carried a bone and she stood 10 toes down on it. My God, today. Yasmin said Angela got Pinky together. Pinky couldn't keep up at all. But I'm telling you, if it was me and Angela, I probably would have been a little thrown off, because I wouldn't expect that from her. I was gagged watching it. Two Is for Life said Angela was so sick of her. It was written all over her face. That's why she said something. It was burning in her. Nello said Pinky was turning up to me. I feel like Angela started with her. I will say, Angela, Miss Bone Carrier, I will give her that. I will give her that she started. I just don't think that she, like, I feel like where Pinky started was just like, oh, we're going there. Hold on. Like, I just felt like she jumped some steps ahead. She absolutely should defend herself. I just felt like she jumped so far ahead of where they were at. That's why the whole table was just like, oh, hold on. Do you understand fun shade? And that may be a thing. Not everybody, knows fun shade. But my God, today, Pinky went for the jugular right out the gate. Nello said, I watched the scene multiple times, and Angela repeatedly asked her if she was bothered, as she calmly responded, telling her no. Yeah, and I can agree with that. But she started with the foreclosures, and that's where I think it went to another level, because that's when Pinky cut Angela was just like, well, let me cut. And she kept on cutting, child. Manti said Angela didn't start it. She asked a valid question. I was also confused why Pinky was pushing the issue so much. Pinky is the one that started calling people Yeah, Pinky was the one that started with the insults. I absolutely think that Angela started it, but I felt like she was, carrying the bone. It gave me light shade, fun shade. I didn't think that it was like, I just didn't think that what she said warranted that reaction. I was just like, oh, you on something. But Pinky, not on something, but she was, and Pinky was already going there with the constant driving home that Shamia and Kelly's room was dirty. It was just like, you made your point. What's up? Unless you've been sitting in conversations where they are talking about these women, and so you came to this conversation already with something on you. And if that's not the case, Pinky, that's the impression that you gave. So now they're all going to be on 10 with Shamia and Kelly. And I hope that Shamia and Kelly ride for you like you rode for them. Hannah said Angela's reads were lethal and so unexpected. I was like, oh, whoa. Well. Yasmin said, I didn't see Angela starting it, but she definitely finished it. Sure did, to the point where people was just like, oh, I love you, Angela. I don't want to fight no more. Yeah, I would have said the same thing. I would have been like, oh, she got an arsenal. Let me wrap this up. Hannah said, when she said incestuous teeth and I could throw a rock and hit 10 people, you know. Woo! She was ready. Is she from Chicago? I've never been to Chicago. Do y'all have an accent like that? Chicago's like on my list. It is on my list. Every time I look at, unless it's the winter, every other picture or video that I have seen of Chicago is absolutely beautiful. I was watching this one guy like do a tour of Chicago, and he was just like, Chicago is so amazing because it's just a clean New York City. And I know like friends, especially friends in the comedy community who did Second City, Chicago, they all loved it. They literally just came out to LA for opportunities and the weather. But if they could have stayed in Chicago and made the same money that they made, that they were making in LA, they would have stayed. I have to visit. Hannah said, when she said incestuous, oh yeah. Dr. Amani said, Pinky was doing too much in my opinion. She tried it, but Angela came on ready. And it was so unexpected. So unexpected. I said, oh, okay, Angela. Large Sky said, I don't know how they can underestimate Angela when she was getting the girls together last year. This is the thing. Angela had a good season up until she tried to force that Phaedra, hired that guy at Williams-Sonoma to expose my marriage. That's when she lost me. Priscilla said Angela told Pinky she looked bothered, and Pinky took it as bothered by her. Yeah. And that's the thing. Pinky absolutely did look bothered by the Kelly and Shamia situation, to the point where everybody was just like, well, what else? It just seemed like something else happened because she wouldn't drop it. So she did look bothered. Not bothered by you. Oh, okay. Romel said the whole episode was confusing and all over the place, and Angela got Pinky. She sure did. Nello said Angela was quick though. I think they both got funny digs in. She didn't read Pinky to the ground like everyone is making it seem. Well, that's what it seems like to me, because the things that she was saying and how quick she was with it, for me, I ain't never see Angela activated like that. I ain't never seen her activated like that. It really was giving Sheree and Nene when they went for dinner. And they was coming at going back and forth at each other. And Nene was like, I cashed Trump checks. And Nene was just like, well, you need to cash them and get them teeth done. And Nene, they're done. They were both just so quick. And it was so like nostalgic Atlanta. Angela did a phenomenal job for me. I would have never expected that from her. Angela cleared. Love Like You Are said Angela packed her up. I couldn't stop laughing. I was gagged. With them incestuous teeth. Oh. Here's the thing, Pinky, if you're going through a bankruptcy, I would not start in on somebody's foreclosures. Let me tell you something. If I'm going back and forth, I'm never talking about anybody's money. I built all of these businesses, and she said, yeah, and you're closing down right before Christmas. Your employees can't even have a Christmas because of you. Like, I would have just never brought that up, knowing that you're leading with that. That is your lead storyline, that you are having financial problems and business issues. I would have never thrown that out to somebody else and then get mad when the person brings up your bankruptcy like you didn't bring up their foreclosures. I would have never done that to you, but you did. But it's her first season. Let her find her footing. Let her find her hand. And said, I was clutching my pearls. Girl. BY said Angela was quick with her words. It was like watching a tennis match. Angela was a clear winner. Absolutely. Listen, they was going back and forth. Angela just has some stuff. Here's the thing. Angela and Pinky going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. But Angela, her reads were so witty and just like so colorful. It was like, oh, woo! She did good. She did good. Pinky absolutely held her own, but Angela got her. Two is for life said, I know Angela was quick with it. Remember when she gathered Britt last season at the Bailey Q? You got miles on your mouth. She did, but I've just never seen her activated like that. It was. Anella said it was a nice back and forth. It was. It did. Tia B said the back and forth took it back to the old Atlanta. It sure did. It sure did. Manti said, also, it's weird for Pinky to feel the need to defend Shamia and Kelly so much. Get to know the whole group yourself and take it from there. Newbies are always quick to pick sides. That's the thing. And I don't think that's smart, right? I don't know why when you come in so early and you're already in a clique. That's the worst thing to do. That's what Angel did. And it was like, nobody could get to know you because you decided to click up with Kiana. That's the dumbest thing to do. As a newbie, you stay neutral. You stay neutral until you actually find your footing. Clicking up, especially with two girls that are probably on their way out, is never smart. Hey, Paula girl, thank you so much for the super sticker. I want to find my clicker. I'm going to find my clicker. I promise you that. I promise you that. Self-care said, I didn't get the menopause dig either. I'm 34 and currently going through menopause. Like, girl, like that, especially something like that. That's such a terrible thing to say to another woman. And you know what? It also is just like when those housewives are fighting, and then like the one who has children always throws out, well, you're not a mother. You'll never know what I feel. Especially when like one of the housewife ladies have expressed, you know, they're trying or having fertility issues, and then you throw that out. I mean, oh my gosh, did it have to go there? Like, why are we going so dark so quick? Like, at least can we let it be justified? Let the dig be justified. Like, oh, that was rough, but you shouldn't have said this. Like, why do something like? I hate when women do that. I hate when women do that. Menopause, fertility, aging, abuse, and all the don't beat up on me like that man beat up on you. Ugh. Oh, I can't. I can never justify that. I can never justify that. WNC said Angela Oakley was working straight off the dome. That's the thing that surprised me. Nothing was rehearsed. Angela should have been on this show a long time ago. Imagine Kenya versus Angela before Brooklyn. Just imagine. Here's the thing. Angela never got this activated before. And now it's just like, girl, you can't go back from this. You introduce us to emotion. You got to keep it up. It was like, that was why I was so proud. This was off the dome. You had incestuous teeth just sitting here. Not the way your teeth commingle, not them incestuous teeth. You just had that ready? Girl. Zora said, I went to college in the South, and the way they go back and forth when they're joking, those would be fighting words up north. Southerners are so quick-witted, and their shade hurts. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where a lot of our culture is. The purest of our culture is. So, yeah, they are professional linguists down south. Angela, give me a chance that Angela did not have to reload at all. She just emptied the clip and didn't break it at all. Didn't break a sweat. Didn't break a sweat. Emptied the chamber and had more. Had more. But after she mentioned a wife in the basement, the second wife in the basement, Pinky said, let's wrap this up. Smart girl. Smart girl. Smart girl, because if that's where Angela was going, Portia said, wife in the basement? What? That's another thing about Atlanta. The reads are funny. The reactions are even funnier. Drew was like, ooh, now that's a table I would want it to be at. That is a table I had wanted to. Can I tell you, Rihanna watches every housewife show. I wouldn't be surprised if she is a Star family member. She watches every show. Spencer said, Rihanna commented, I won't mess with Angela, LMAO. I would not be surprised if Bravo sends her the season before it's even out. The way she is such a dedicated Bravo fan, my God, today, she knows, she's been watching forever. She knows everybody's lore. She is a fan, honey. Yeah, she's 38. Give me shelter. Pinky is 38. And throwing out menopause jokes, menopause reads. I think that is leave that to Gen Z. Not an elder millennial. What are we doing? Menopause? I just when you start getting closer and close, you wrap them young girl reads up real quick. I can't believe that women are still doing that in their 30s. Baby, the minute I turned 30, the world changed. I said, ugh. I remember every old lady insult I ever said. All the way leading up to my 30th birthday. Like my 29th birthday, when that clock struck midnight, I bawled. I remembered everything. And I said, now I'm the old lady. Not really, you know what I mean? But in a patriarchal society, once you start bleeding, them men don't want nothing to do with you. My God, today. Miss Gigi said, age shaming is so dumb. We're all going to get there if we're lucky. That's the thing. It's just like people living. That's the read. What is her name? I don't like her, but it's some white comedian that did blackface. But she was going back and forth with a male comedian online, and he made a joke about her. And it was about like an age joke. And she said, that hurt. She said, everybody can joke about me. But that hurt the most because the punchline was that I was still alive. I never forgot that. She's like, that was the punchline, that I was still alive. And that's what those old jokes are. It's like the punchline is, you're still here. That's bad. I'm literally trying to do everything that I can to remain here. I'm fasting from donuts. I'm trying to stick around. Aging is a gift. But again, it's, we all figure that out sooner than later. But I just can't believe that somebody 38 who looks older, Pinky, is, and I don't think it's, some of the facial, the way the face is set up, but also the blonde baldy is very boomer coded. The blonde baldy is very boomer coded. All them boomers, as soon as they get to a good 60, they cut it off and they go blonde. Very boomer coded. So to be age shaming and you are not serving youth, delusional. BY said, I was glad they resolved the argument. Angela cannot be matched. You know why I love that they resolved it? Because we can move on. That is my only issue with some of these Housewives shows. If y'all bring your argument into the next episode, count me out. I don't feel like that. It's a new season. It's a new day. Let's start fresh. This is a whole new episode. Please don't bring me into that mess from last season. That's why the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills got old so quickly. Because what do you mean Dorit and Kyle are still fighting? About what? They have been fighting so long, I forgot what the fight was about. Move on. It's your freaking job. Move on. Tools for Life say, yes, the menopause read fell flat. Because you should be experiencing it soon. Like, girl, TikTok. Princess said, I didn't like Angela throwing shade about Pinky's looks. Angela came off male-centered as well to me. Well, how did you feel about the menopause read? Listen, even if we have a favorite here, we still gotta call them out. Spency said she's definitely male-centered because she said, I don't hang out with female. Absolutely. BY said, Black women go through menopause early and it can last longer than the average woman. Absolutely. Would have been a teachable moment. Self-care said, I didn't get the menopause dig either. I'm 34. Oh, I got that one. Yep. You can't do that. We can't do that. Cameron said, yes. Oh, you love the summer ween, Cameron. This is my Halloween boo. Cameron said, yes, summer ween. And Nikki, did you hear that Bath & Body Works are releasing A Nightmare Before Christmas? Oh, I did not hear that. Oh, I got to check. Because, I can't get the candles because Soy's allergic. I got to make my own. But, I won't do that. That's good. That's not bad. That's not bad. Me too, E for Empathy. I'm so ready for Summerween. I can't wait. The family already knows. They're already prepared. And Practical Magic is coming out the first week of September. I am doing a watch party. I'm going to buy at a theater, and I'm going to do a watch party for Practical Magic 2. So if you're in the LA area, make sure you come out. I'm probably going to do it at the Grove. I hate to do it at the Grove, but that's just a central place for a lot of people. So it's probably going to be at the Grove, but look out for that. That's going to be one of my mini events that I'll be doing for the remainder of the year. Hey, Nora. Nora said, hi, NikkiNicoleStar fam. I don't even watch this show, but I love your review. So glad I caught this live. Thank you so much. Yasmin said, Pinky and Kay both saying this is their first girls trip was weird. You know what? For me, of course, for us, of course, it's weird. There are a lot of women who are like that. A lot of I don't do trips unless it's with my man because I don't trust women. And women like that exist, y'all. Ugh. They exist. Shed Pearl said last season Kelly flipped and this season she flopped. I think she's flopping because I don't know why. It really is giving Angel and Kiana. Like, why are you isolating yourselves from the group? What has happened? It's so weird. Chantel said, speaking of summer, I can't wait for your Love Island recaps. Oh, I left with Alandria. I'm never coming back to that show. The racial trauma is not worth it. Absolutely not. I left with Alandria. They won't see me again. NC said, Pinky, and I'm so sorry, Chantel. I hope there's going to be another love show that I review, but it won't be Love Island. NC said, Pinky did all of that to defend Kelly and Shamia, one of them being the real culprit of the meat. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't talk about that. I am so sorry. Yes. Pinky getting in a fights in the group for Kelly and Shamia, and Kelly was the one that started the meat rumor, the one that could harm your business. That you can't. Why is everybody putting everything on Phaedra? Here's the thing, Phaedra. You made that one comment about Candy 10 years ago. People are not going. Was it even? I think it was more than 10 years ago. My God, today. Now every rumor, every lie that is said on the show, everybody thinks it's Phaedra. It is Kelly and Shamia. And Shamia goes, oh, Lord, I'm going to have to apologize again. Yes, Shamia. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That reunion is going to be funny. Oh, my gosh. Yasmin said, I thought Nikki was saying summer weed. Absolutely not. I will say, I got a weed lotion. Listen, this is LA. You get a lot of fun stuff in swag bags out here. Listen, after a tense weight training day, I put that lotion on my knees and on my back, and I'm out like a light. I said, oh, this is why people smoke ganja. My God, today I'm relaxed. Woo, child. Let me get a couple more, then I'll let y'all go. BY said Kelly was upset that her ex-husband is still causing her grief. He is trying to block her from filming with her children. She seems drained by this man. I will say I do. I do see that. I do see that. And how unfortunate. How unfortunate. Ugh. He can't win in any other way. So he's going to try to make her life miserable. You my baby mama. I won. Excuse me. Smithy said, I'm excited for Summerween. Also, they say to do, oh, thank you. The Stairmaster to Heat It by Beyonce. Absolutely. I think I'm going to do all the Renaissance, to be quite honest with you. Because I used to be able, well, this was when I was in my 20s. I don't know if I could do that now. I used to be able to do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. When I was doing 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, I was cut. The worst thing about my life is that when my body was the sickest, that's when I was the most devout. That body was banging and no man saw it. That body was sickening, and no man saw it. Now I got this damn fupa. Oh, get out of church if you're in your 20s. Don't do it. Oh, I think about that body now. The stuff I would have wore. The way these girls just set up, no help. Anyway, let me move on. Princess said, oh, NC, if I were Pinky, I'd definitely be sick. Oh, wait, what did I miss? What did I miss, child? You know what, Princess? I could tell. And I don't want you to think that I don't like her. I was just saying this was a weird episode for her. But I like everybody on the show. I think they all work. I think that Pinky is a little scripted. Princess, are you Pinky? Or Pinky affiliated? Please don't think that I don't like Pinky. I do. I don't dislike her as a person. I don't know her. I'm always just talking about the characters that people play on this show. That's it. This is not a read on these people real and personal lives. I'm just talking about whatever the business y'all let me into on the show. That is where I have an opinion. I have no opinion about anything else in their real lives. I only have an opinion on what you invite me in. So I don't want you to think that anybody here dislikes Pinky. We don't. We like this cast of Atlanta. If anything, everybody's giving this cast praise because we're thinking that they're doing so much better than last season. So nobody here dislikes her. Aaron said, unrelated, are you going to review the Met Gala outfits? Yes, I'm reviewing the Met Gala outfits this Friday, I believe 3 p.m. Pacific Standard, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Arnold. Full disclosure, Arnold did not want to do this because he is so anti-Met Gala because of the dude that owns Amazon. He does not like him or his wife. So he watched the Met Gala just for you guys. So Arnold is going to have his anti-capitalist speech, and then we'll get into the looks. Miss Gigi said, I call Cheeto and Chief Damien all the time. My family knows when I say that name, I'm referring to him. I can't believe they didn't get that. I was like, y'all didn't watch Friday? BY said, Pinky needs to stop talking about her bankruptcy. Her words can be used against her in court. I absolutely agree. Miss GG88 said Netflix raises prices every 90 days. It seems, well, this time they raise it. They can kiss my grits, Earl. I will not be doing it. Damn, that $30 for what? I don't even watch half the shows on here. I keep on watching stuff I done already watched. The only person who can keep me right now is that damn Amazon because from and I got like a discount for the new year. If I didn't have that little discount, I would not be watching. Bring back cable. My God, today. Miss Brown Sugar said they didn't have access to birth control or abortions. Our ancestors were having those kids because they had to. Absolutely. Miranda said Kay's ultimatum to him was when she did Queen's Court and left the show with someone. Then he came and proposed. So not totally driven by love, but competition. Yeah. Well, if she's happy. She's happy. What? I'm sorry. I'm trying to click on this comment. There we go. Self-care said it's rare that a person divorces who they marry. You see a different side. Kay, take heed. Well, listen, she's known him since she was 13. But listen, people can switch up in marriages, so let's just pray for the best, child. Princess said the girls definitely felt that Cynthia did it to them on purpose, which was weird. I'm like, of all people, Cynthia? Now maybe Portia, but Cynthia? She didn't even know y'all like that. Brunswick said, I don't even think Cowboy Carter tour had a Dallas stop, to be honest. Did Cowboy Carter have a Dallas stop?
What difference does it make?
Well, if you were in the live, you would know what we were talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
And you should be. Cameron said Beyonce never came to Dallas during the Cowboy Carter tour, so why were they in exactly? Why were they in Dallas? Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Cameron.
Guys, they have to make a scene.
Cameron said, why won't they go back to Tokyo? Oh, yes. That season when they went to Tokyo was overshadowed because of Nene and her attitude that season. Nene absolutely ruined that trip. I was so disappointed. So disappointed. BY said the black shows deserve to be in luxury on their vacations. I agree. WNC said the Real Housewives of Atlanta best trip was to Johannesburg, South Africa. Yep. The landscape, tall versus smalls. Yep. The medicine man who was right about everything. Marlowe's versus Charade, the kids singing, philanthropy. It was their best trip. It was, especially with the medicine man. He said, your husband is right here. I never forget. They was all like, who? Where? That was their best trip. F. Titty said, I think we underestimate how insecure Kay is about her looks, which is sad, but no excuse. If Nene, the legend on this show, has appeared on camera with damn near no makeup and beat up a cameraman, then what is your excuse? Absolutely. Absolutely. Shanti said dinner should be mandatory unless there's a real life issue. I agree. More various, more beautiful. Hey, said, could Ren and Stimpy really have been upset that Kay and Pinky didn't get the pool house since they are newer? I don't know. I honestly don't think that room situation warranted them not coming to dinner. Something happened, guys, and they didn't tell us. They didn't tell us. It was very odd. It was very odd. Oh, I'm planning on it, C. Golden. I'm planning on it. Listen, the economy is real crazy right now, so coins are tight. But if anything opens up, it's on the list. It's on the list. I have got to get to Chicago. Well, my plan really is to, because I told you a lot of my international travel under this administration is probably not going to happen. So the money that I was going to do on my international trips, I am saving money for London. London will be a stop. I think that could be the only one that I could do. In Mexico, I got to get back to Cabo. But I am now focusing on a lot of American trips, and a lot of the American trips that I want to do are to places in America that has a very dominant Black American community, because I'm just like, why haven't I been to like all of the Black cities in America? Why haven't I experienced that? Detroit, I absolutely want to see Detroit. Like, why haven't I been to Detroit? Like, what's up with that? Like, it don't make no sense. So that's definitely on the list. So I am like busting my behind because I really want to get my travel in, my American trips this year. I also really want to do an East Coast fall trip. I want to do Martha's Vineyard. Definitely have to do Salem. Definitely have to do New York, because how can you not do New York in the fall? That's crazy. That's crazy. And I want to do Maine. I also want to do like a weekend, and I forget the name of it, but it's on my list. I want to stay for a weekend in the small town where they filmed Practical Magic. I feel like I want to do that before I see the movie. Hype the video, guys. I got trips to go on. I got trips to go on. F. Titty said, Black people from Chicago have strong ties from the South, the Great Migration. We all do. I mean, not all of us. Like, some are just, stone cold Northerners, but the majority of us have Southern ties. Shout out to Savannah, Georgia. It's a whole gang of people in Savannah, Georgia that look just like me, but sound like Phaedra. Love it. Oh, blackity black, black, black. You know what? That's what I think too, C. Golden. C. Golden said Charles keeps Angela on her toes. She got to stay ready. That's what I think it is. I think Charles made her sharp. And Chicago, child. Lyricist said that is exactly how Chicago sounds. We have a little southern accent from our grandparents. Oh, I love that. Hey, Namil. One Namil said, "Hey, Nikki, what happened to the tambourine? Bring it back, please." I think I can't find it. I think it might still be in Atlanta. I gotta go and see. I'm going to Atlanta. We plan on going back to Atlanta before it gets too hot. I'm going to see if I can find it. I don't know. I might just order a new one. I wanted to order a tambourine for my shoes. You know them shoe tambourines. My family they would kick me out. But I think I might just order a new one and just leave that one there. Christian said maybe Pinky is so quick to turn up on these women because she's so repressed from being humbled by her husband. Absolutely. That could be one of a myriad of reasons, but we know a male-centered woman, oh, she will turn up quick on a woman. Never on a man, though. Miss Females. Ephraim said, I love Practical Magic. Y'all have fun. When I went to go see The Devil Wears Prada, that trailer came on. It was like I was a kid all over again. I heard the music and I was like, I can't wait. I was just like, oh my God. What if I see Practical Magic while I'm visiting the area where Practical Magic was filmed? Hype the video. Hey, Stars. Stars said, OMG, Nikki, the tea about Kelly trying to get with... Oh, that's another thing that I forgot. I had the messiest theory about season 9. I believe Portia and Phaedra was messing around during season 8 and season 9 and some Suge and Avery Seeley type of... I believe it. Guys, I think the whole Real Housewives of Atlanta cast is gay. Yeah, we've already talked about that. I think they're all pretty gay down there. I really think that Atlanta is very, very gay. I think the thing that's holding back Atlanta is Christianity. I think those people are gay. And that's okay. It's okay to be gay. But the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's very gay Usher and praise team vibes from that show. Because let me tell you something. And I say this as a straight woman that can't stand men. I ain't never been on a girls trip and accidentally started munching carpet. How the hell do you get there? I ain't never been on a girls trip and next thing you know, we scissoring. What's going on? Like, you're gay. That's okay. You're bi, you're gay, you're fluid. You're not straight. And I think it's them being in a Bible Belt that's making them be like, oh, it was just drinking. You don't accidentally fall in the coochie on a girls trip. You've been there before. You munch carpet because you want to. And that's okay. This also happens. Some of them be holding on to that munching carpet desire and they act on it when they go on a girls trip. Now, they'll take pain, not because they want to, you know what I mean? But the Black community, we got a homophobia problem, right? And that's because we got a white Christian nationalist evangelical problem. We're still on the plantation. We got to get free. When we left that plantation, we should have left Christianity, white American evangelical Christianity. Don't get mad at me, Palestinian Jesus. What we learned is not the real deal. You know what I'm talking about? Walk with me. You know what I mean? We should have left all that there, but we brought that with us. We should have left with the Christianity of our people. Following a drinking gourd. That's what we should have been doing. Waiting in the water. Okay? While also spitting on the broom and not putting our purse on the ground. Walk with me. That's the one we should have just kept. We done got into this white evangelical nonsense and everybody is losing their minds. I said all that to say, you just don't become, gay on a girls trip. You've been gay and you've been holding on to the gayness until you got to the trip. You didn't need no liquor. You did not need no liquor to start sampling clam. You've been wanting to do that. You've been celibate that long for a reason, sister. Break free. Especially now. The world is ending. There's no other better time to be gay than now. Act on it, girls. Why not? A lot of us are fasting from men. Here's the thing. I'm fasting from them. But I know, because I'm fasting from them, I know the enemy is going to send my type soon. Pray for me. I already know he's coming. I can feel it. Pray for me. Anyway, what was I talking? Let me move. I don't know what I was talking about. Child. Carmen said, hello, I'm new to your YouTube. I like what you're saying. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Give Me Shelter said, did anyone watch The Devil Wears Prada 2 and was it good? I don't think it was the first one. It was cute, but the first one, you can never recreate that. It wasn't needed. Hannah said, but I love the Princess of Genovia, so anything she does, I will watch. Hannah said, when Pinky shaded Angela about her wearing wigs and eyelashes, yikes. Well, that was an old season read. Like, if that was like Angela's first season, that would have landed. But Angela's been doing really good with the wigs. CM said, I like Kelly and Shamia. Oh, maybe because Angela uses the fan, maybe she was talking about menopause. Still a terrible read. CM said, I like Kelly and Shamia. They're not pre-produced like the rest of the ladies. I like the whole cast, guys. I really, really do. Kelly and Shamia are making smart decisions. When you link up, you got to link up with somebody smarter than you. These two, it's giving Angel and Kiana. Yeah, Unique said they're just an easy rumor target. She sure is. She sure is. CM said, which Salem? Because the one from the witch trials is in Salem, Massachusetts. I'm going to the one where everybody goes in October, but I'm not going in October. I'm going in September. That's the one I'm going to. And Sleepy Hollow. I don't need to go to the original. I need to go where there's going to be all the fan fodder. I'm going for pictures. Bianca said, I can't wait for your Met review with Arnold. I get it, but thanks for watching for us. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to be fun. He's already let me know. He said, let them know now. I'm not happy. I said, I already told them. They know. Tua said, can we talk about how gorgeous Drew looked at that table during the read-off? My God, today. You know why she looks so beautiful? The wig wasn't heavy. She has got to stop wearing them drag queen performance wigs. When she wears a more natural wig, she looks great. Listen, the face, gorgeous. It's gorgeous. She don't need all that hair. Miranda said, that's why I'm in St. Croix, traveling strictly with my driver's license the next 2 years. Yep. I'm going everywhere I can go. And oh my God, I feel so sorry for you guys who have to renew your passport. To have that demon on there, my friend was like, oh, I'll just not leave the country. Because he has to renew his passport. He was like, I'm not going anywhere then. He was like, it's that serious. I'm not putting that man on my passport. Oh my, this is hell. Hell. Yes, Miss Kaija Jose, Maine. Guys, let me tell you something. If I get the coin, when I get the coin, you guys are going to see me travel to so many places in America that you didn't even know was there. I got this one hotel that I'm going to look at that's on the water, and one of the rooms that I'm going to stay in, it's like a boat. It's it looks like the inside of a boat from the early 19, not slavery, but you know what I mean. It looks like Noah's Ark. You know what I mean? It's really, really cute. The Sagittarius Mine, a wonderful place. We're travelers. We're dreamers. I can't wait. I just need the coin. It's coming. It's coming. We do. I'm going to get a tambourine, y'all. Princess said, I thought they both were coming across male-centered. I like Angela too, guys. I just wanted to point out that Pinky isn't alone in all of these things. Love the reads. Oh, you know what? That I can absolutely agree with. But the reason why I wasn't going that hard on Angela because I felt like we talked about how male-centered she is, especially with that man. Listen, I don't like to see anybody's marriage break up, but I would love for her to get with somebody who loves her just as much as she loves him, if not more. Like that's what my grandma said. The man got to love you more than you love him. That's scary. Now that I'm saying that, that's actually scary. Because I've never met a 6'5", 225, all the way live, dark chocolate, built like a Mack truck, low cut Caesar with a deep wave, bright smile with dimples, gold chain and a fitted with a white tee, just hanging above the head. I don't think I've never really liked them like that. So who is going to fit that caliber that I'm not really going to be on like that? Am I not going to get with my type? Oh, let me turn my plate down. I got to fast. Anyway, never mind. I'm getting off track. I'm sorry. Whew, child. Me too, Spency. That's what I did. After I watched, Spency said, I rewatched the first Devil Wears Prada. It's such a classic. That's what I did. After I watched the second one, I literally had to watch the first one to just get that feeling back because the first one is so good. We didn't need a two. Hollywood, we don't need remakes. We need original stories with people of color, with Black people. You see, I corrected myself. That was the mammy. See, the mammy was fighting for everybody. I corrected myself with Black people, specifically dark-skinned Black women. See, every day, you gotta kill that mammy in you. Every day, decolonize, decenter. Decolonize, decenter. Every day, I court myself. Love Like You Are said it's a choice to have him there. The passport agency isn't going to force it on everyone. Oh, thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for everybody else. I'm good until the 30s. And he'll be dead by then. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Hey. Spencer said, thank the Lord I renewed my passport like 3 years ago. I was not playing. You know why? I actually had to renew my passport because I booked a gig that filmed out of the country. TV show. Guess what happened? COVID. I've never recovered. No shade. Had I got that job and COVID not happened, I wouldn't be here. But I like you guys. I feel like this is going to be whatever. I don't know what this stop with the Star family and my journey means, but I think it's going to be for something much bigger. Like, I think that I believe that this is very special. So for whatever reason, I had to end up here. But my God, today, it took me a very long time to mourn the life that I would have had we not had COVID. Oh, well. Oh, well. Christian says, I forgot about the tambourine. And come on in the room. I probably don't sing it because I don't have the tambourine. But I'm going to get it. We're going to get the tambourine back. Unique said she's back to wearing Go Naked hair. Oh, really? Portia has such a profitable business with Go Naked hair. It always looks good. Unique said, I'm not renewing either. I don't want the Swan of Satan on my passport. But we just found out that it's optional. You don't have to do that. Miss Gigi said, I rewatched the first one too. Going to see part 2 on Saturday with my home girl. Yeah, I would recommend go. Like, I went with a bunch of my home girls. It was like a fun thing, right? It was like a little girls' night. But we didn't need it to. That's it. You know what? I'm like a black boys too. But the men, they on their own. Black women and children. The men are on their own. Spency said, Nikki, when you leave the YouTube, we will be so happy for you. Every door that closes, another door opens. Amen. Absolutely. Listen, for some reason, this was my journey. I'm not mad at it. But it took me a while because I had to mourn that life. Because the way that was going to set me up. But you know what? I don't know. I don't know. That path didn't happen, and I have to be okay with it. And I am. I just thought about it real quickly. Toya Star said, ordained time here, sister. You needed your people and your people needed you, Star family. Absolutely. This is good for me. I'm not upset that I ended up here. But it was just like, oh, that would have changed my life. Miss Brownchicken said, same, Nikki, I'm still rebuilding my life before the times. Yeah. We had to pivot. Love Like You Are said, and let's pray that hate virus doesn't make its way over here. I can't do another pandemic or else I'm going to start scamming. Oh, let me tell you something. If we get another pandemic, I'm scamming. Ain't that happened to them people? There are still people I'm waiting to get locked up. I'm just like, oh my gosh. They have yet to get locked up. I'm going to scam. That's not fair. That is not fair. We all trying to be good people and do the right thing. And then people got away with that scam. I'm scamming. This time around, I will say this, and it's not funny. Let's send praise to everybody who was stuck on that cruise trip. I saw the video of the guy. I saw the news report. I should have never went into the comments. Everybody in the comments was just like praying for you. Don't let that boat dock. That man was crying and saying he wants to get off the ship. And everybody in the comments was just like, absolutely not. Them people can't leave that ship. This is why I don't do cruises. I cannot do a cruise. And one of my really good friends, he does a cruise every year, multiple times, even for Christmas. And he's always trying to get me to go. He's like, Nikki, come on, it's going to be real fun. You and the family will love. Never doing it. Never doing it. Not happening. I gotta find it, Zora. I keep on losing. I'm going to get settled. I don't know where it is. I might just order it again. Zora said, I missed the money sound thing you use whenever you got a super chat. It's coming. It's coming. Spencer said, what did you think of the MJ movie? I absolutely loved it. I'm going to share my thoughts in a review on Friday. Zora said, I can't wait to see you on my TV screen regularly. Me either. Thank you. Thank you. Princess said, that makes sense, Nikki. You've been Clark Angela, so I get it. Yo, yeah. Thank you so much for understanding. Love Like You Are said, Spain is telling them that they can dock at their country. Oh, well. They can't come to America. Lock them. Hate. First of all, the name, hate virus, that's not helping, especially for all of us that watch Sinners. What the hell is that? They can't come over here. BY said, that is so sad about that ship. I can't do cruises. Yeah. It ain't for me. There is nothing. Even at Virgin Cruise, and I love Virgin Airlines. I'm not doing Virgin. I don't care how nice it looks. I watched somebody, they did a review about their suite. It looked beautiful. You also have to realize, for me, this is how I feel about it. The ocean has, like, they've only explored 10% of the freaking ocean. So it's 90% of the ocean. You don't know what the hell is in there. I'm all right. F10 said, I don't do cruises either. I would rather risk it with the cartel and all expense paid resort in Mexico. Yeah. Y'all don't know what is under there. And they haven't even gotten to the end. They have never touched the end of the ocean. Ah? That's okay. That's okay. I won't even live by water. I won't even live by Two Us for Life said, I have to be honest. I too don't want that boat to dock, but I'm praying for every single one of them. Same. I hope they make it through. Don't dock in America. Christian Jane said, did you ever discuss Cloud Bob, Nikki? I never did. Is that something you want to talk about? You know what, guys? I'm going to start using shorts more because I feel like at times when I can't hop up and do a live, I know I can make time for a short. I think I'm going to start doing that more. Because that, like, when like stuff happens and I can't set up a live, I can at least talk about it through there and we can discuss through there. I think that's what I'll do. That Cloud Bob was ridiculous. Same. I think every millennial got put off of boats because of the Titanic. Oh, Lord. Zora said also hate viruses spread through rodent droppings, urine, and saliva, rats on a cruise ship. Can they sue for that? I would sue them if I could. Unique said, I want to scam so bad, but the way God blessed me with 2 emergency transplants without me being on the list at the same time, I'm scared. You know what? Same. Here's the thing. I don't do things because I'm just such a good person. I don't do things because I would be the example. So, of course, I'm joking about scamming. And I'm not going to scam because I'm a good person. No, I'm going to be the example. I'm going to be the one to get caught. I'm going to be the one on live and the feds knock down my door. And I got to go, oh, guys, the feds are here. I'm going to get locked up. Like, comment, subscribe, and share because I'm going to need the money. I will get caught. So I just don't do stuff. Not because I don't want to. I don't want to get caught. God will make me the example. Cameron said, I remember back when I was in the 7th grade and a marine biologist discovered that a giant squid actually exists. I'm not touching that water. If I can't see the bottom, if I can't see my feet, no. Not happening. No. BY said, I have that exact thought too. I can't live near water. Water is unpredictable. Unpredictable. Absolutely not. I remember my first time when I moved out here, I went to Venice and I kept on seeing these wave signs. And I finally asked somebody at one of the restaurants we went to, like, what does that mean? And he said, oh, just a tsunami warning. I was like, what? He said, oh, tsunami warning. Because, LA has earthquakes and, with the earthquake comes a tsunami. So, we just have to put those signs up so people can know that they're in a tsunami area. I ain't been back to Venice since. Girl, what? Earthquakes is enough. You're paying all that money for a waterfront property and you got to deal with earthquakes and tsunamis. Y'all too risky for me. Miss Brown Chicken said, did we talk about bows already? I'm going to talk about bows in the reality TV chat tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're going to, is there one more episode? I think we're done. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're also going to talk about Nick and Alandria. Nick in the Vulture article, Alandria, and my thoughts about the Met. And then there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. I'll figure it out. And then after that, I'm going to do a review for Summer House. WNC said, I don't find it smart for Black people to get on boats in general, especially when we don't own cruise ships. Y'all don't see what's going on around us. It takes one white guy to get an idea. Ciao. And if anything goes down, they're not letting us get on them boats. DGF said one word, octopus squid, but I think it's special to be surrounded by one of the world's largest supplies of fresh water, the Great Lakes. Oh, I would love it. I'll watch it. Getting out there? Janelle said, hi, everyone. Just got back from seeing Michael movie. Loved it. I got emotional on some parts, but still the literal king of pop. Did you get emotional on the Twister scene? They should have played. They should have played. Unique said, you sound like my mama about the ocean. Of course, because I got that from my grandmother. She don't do none of that. My grandmother would travel everywhere. A ship? Christian said, and Bravo released clip from next week's episode. Phaedra says about Pinky, we got to get her fresher veggies. Maybe it'll help her mood. Lord. Spencer said, I don't like cruises because the ocean is scary and germs. Another odd thing about cruises is you are barely in the country. Yeah, anything can happen. Remember last time those people were stuck on that ship almost damn near the whole COVID? Oh, girl. Absolutely not. Yes. Zora said, and be for real, if they run out of food, guess what they'll eat first? They already used to eating us anyway. We going first. So Stuff said, hi, Nikki, I miss you. I'm late. Girl, we are actually done. But thank you so much for being here. We just talking. We just talking. You know what? Maybe I do need a Discord. So when I get off of here, we can just talk. Because that's all we do. Oh, really? Zora said every cruise in the U.S. is legally required to have a. Oh, remember again, COVID. Remember when their morgues was getting full? Ah, girl. Oh, Janelle said yes, I did, and his upbringing. Joe was a menace. I knew it, but just keep seeing. Yeah, it portrayed. Yep. Yeah. Oh, it did. I'm sorry, Miss Gigi. Miss Gigi said, "My goodness, this took a dark turn." I'm sorry. We got on the hate virus, and we go on tangents. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lyricist Dean. Cha-ching! Thank you, Lyricist Dean. Thank you for another super chat. Lyricist Dean said, "Pinky must not have gotten the memo about the housewives going to prison." I mean, how could she not? I don't understand. I would not talk about it that much. I would lie and be like, oh, I can't talk because, we're still in court or something. But I feel like she's talking way too much. But thank you so much, Lyricist Dean. Thank you. Miss Gigi said, been on 2 cruises and had the best time. I don't doubt it. You know what? You know what almost got me? The Royal Caribbean cruise. Is that what it is? With all the black people? Y'all be having some fun. And then I saw those rooms and those bathrooms. Can't do it. Can't do it. Anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. I am late. I'm supposed to be making Cinco de Mayo. Black people tacos for Cinco de Mayo. I'm late. I got to get in the kitchen. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I actually stayed longer than I was supposed to because not only do I got to make dinner, I got to watch Summer House. But thank you all so much for spending time with me. I've missed you all. And I will see you tomorrow for reality TV chat and the Summer House review. Love you. See you then. Bye. Mwah. Y'all done got me scared about the ocean again. I don't play with that.